right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not. No, that's not.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still to the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof I'm alive by the motor. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side floor. Just like a large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Hands up as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube with video for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Oh! Morning, everybody! Tobin and Leroy here with you. A happy Thursday to everybody out there. Hello, Leroy.
Boy, I got up this morning to a situation.
What happened? What happened, dude?
My pool turned on. Water was squirting everywhere.
Whoa, what was going on? Like out of the pump or in the
Out of the one of the salt coordinators. So I went to the pool place. He said, "Oh, it's the O-ring." So
Okay.
take it apart, change the O-ring. Then I look. And I'm not a pool guy.
No,
I
you're not.
tend to make mistakes.
Yeah.
I figured it wasn't tight enough. So I took something and tightened it and cracked that part. So when I changed the O-ring, it was even more water because now the part that attaches is cracked. So
Not great.
not great. So
Not great.
I'll run back after the show. But just imagine if I wasn't here and for some reason I thought today was Friday.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting ready for that whiskey, stars, and cigars. I am ready to go.
We are ready to go. It is tomorrow. We're excited to have
And
you all
I'm
there.
telling you now, anybody that tells me these words, tequila's great. You just haven't had the right brand, is getting a 2-piece.
What if I just try and trick you?
You can't trick me. Dude, I smell tequila coming a mile away.
We'll see. I bet you I can.
I'm scarred. There is no way that if I put my lips on a drink and it has tequila in it, I'm not going to know tequila's in it.
Well, Whiskey Stars and Cigars is tomorrow, presented by Edmore's Sawgrass Auto Mall, and we hope to see you guys out there. You guys can interact with us, talk sports unfiltered with the hosts here at QAM. Tobacco and Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk starting at 6. Davion Mitchell's going to be there. Excited to have Davion out there. Bernie's going to be there. The Heat Dancers will be there too. Enjoy a nice Scotch whiskey from Johnny Walker, a smooth cigar from Drew Estate. It's free. Just stop by. Get all the info now at WQAM.com. And you must be 21 or older. We'll see you at 6 p.m. tomorrow at Tobacco and Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. And it's presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall. 4 brands, 1 location, your local Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Chevy dealer. Give you your headlines here, as those are brought to you by Doral Hyundai. In Miami, we go to the beach for a little solcito, and when we want a low price, we know you always pay less with your Pricito de Mayo at Doral Hyundai. Last night, the Marlins, they lost to the Orioles 7-4. 4th straight loss. Look, I want to be reasonable about this because I don't know what my expectations were of the Marlins this year. I just wanted a fun season, right? However, I'm not going to have you peacocking after taking 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers.
And then go over.
Yeah, you come home and you completely poop the bed. You go 1-5 to start your homestand. So I don't know what you want me to do with that. It's great. I know everybody's excited because a lot of prospects are coming up, and Robby Snelling's making his debut, and Joe Mack is up here. Although Augustine Ramirez is now is learning jumbo shrimp. So I am frustrated, and here's what I'm thinking about this, on my way down today, and I'm like, God, I can't believe they lost 2 or 3. They're now in 4th place. They're behind the Nationals. They started this homestand in 2nd place, put some ground between you and the Nationals. Here's the ground. They just dug themselves more ground like a mole burrowing down the standings. They only are a game up on the New York Mets, who, I mean, completely farted out last month. And I'm just supposed to be okay with that? And this is not just like, I'm not saying go win the NL East. I'm not saying go win the wild card. But for God's sakes, like, you guys sat here crowing about, oh, we're going to be better. We're going to be serious about winning. We're going to have this. And you guys have just shown such an inability to put a consistent game and series together. Nothing is reliable on this team, basically outside of Jansen, Junk, and Sandy. Right. And, you know, I find that unbelievably frustrating from this team. The bullpen's been a wreck. And by the way, I think I'd probably be less frustrated if I haven't counted like 6 wins they probably should have that the manager feels like he's blown with his pitching calls this year. So that's also added to my frustration.
We've been talking about that since the beginning of the year.
But, dude, 2 out of you lose back-to-back series. You lose to the Phillies, who were dog bleep coming in here. You got Don Mattingly on a revenge series. They take 3 out of 4 from you, and you drop the first 2 to the Orioles. The Orioles, who just got outscored 1,000-0 to the Yankees, and we're on a losing streak. And this is the type of baseball you put out there. That's very disappointing. I don't know how anybody in that organization can look at themselves and feel like, yeah, this is even up to the very mediocre standards we're trying to hold you guys to. But what a colossal poop job it has been to start this homestand against the Orioles, dude. I mean, what are we talking about here? I'm not asking you. You just had 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers. And this is the response? I mean, I get it. Young teams are going to be inconsistent. But some of these ones feel like they should be in the bag. And now it's like you've come here and just have come with all momentum riding in. This should be an awesome chance. Talking about this with Jack McMullen last week. Isn't this an opportunity for the Marlins to really, like, put their feet in the ground and say, hey, we're going to do something this year? And their answer to that was absolutely not. We are not.
So I look at it 2 ways. I look at it as disappointment in the fact that they just haven't played the same baseball, right? Like, this baseball that they've played the last 5 games, giving up all these runs and not being able to get hits. And it's almost like they only hit the ball when the other team has more runs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's very annoying.
It's the craziest thing. But if the pitcher is holding them to 2 runs, then they mysteriously can't hit. Every game's played out that way. But how much of this is just being a young team and the unpredictability of what you're going to see from night to night?
I'm sure a lot of it is that. And that's why I'm saying, like, I'm not here to like burn the mother bleeper to the ground. But look, I am a fan, and
you got a match in your hand.
I'm not going to not be this. Like, you guys just took 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. You played solid situational baseball. You came through. So you know it's in there. Hey, here you go, guys. 10 games at home against under 500 teams. 1-5.
Right.
What? You kidding me? But we're bringing up a lot of prospects. Cool. All right. That's awesome. I like that all of our bullpen looks like they should be members of Duck Dynasty. That's cool. That's awesome news. But we are also burning a lot of fuel to Jacksonville these last couple of days because we're bringing guys up. We're sending them out, bringing them up, sending them down. You know, and it's just unbelievably frustrating. Like, it's just, and again, you're right. They're young. I'm not going to lose my mind over it, but I'm not going to act like I'm not disappointed to watch this and be like, hey, Owen Casey, hey, Jacob Marcy. I don't think they came out together yesterday. Where the hell you been? Right. Where the hell you been? Yuri Perez, dude, are you the phenom we've all come to thought you were going to be? Because you're getting knocked around like a La Spada's meatball sub right now.
That part of it I can't figure out. I can't figure out why is the pitching goes south. I can understand the hitting, right? Because hitting's up and down, and some nights you see the ball really well, and then other nights you look like you're swinging at a wiffle ball. But the pitching, I expected more consistency out of. So if they would have if they would have only won one of the last 6 games, it would have been scores like 3-2, 2-1, right? That's what I expected. Not these 9-7 where the bullpen comes in and gives up 3 runs. That's the part that is like just puzzling to me, is that, usually young teams, when you're a young team with a lot of young players, you usually have a couple of guys you can depend on. And usually you can get that from the pitching staff. Sandy got lit up. I'm like, whoa, right? So that's the part of it that is just baffling.
Well, that's that. So Marlins lose 7-4. They'll try and salvage, not get swept today. Ugh. Rough. In the playoffs yesterday, the Spurs, they killed the Wolves, 133-95. Killed them.
Dude, how, like, why all of a sudden is Wemby shooting threes like Steph?
That's what he does, dude.
I mean, perfect form, like doesn't touch any rim.
He can get, he's a marvel. You could watch him do his thing, man. But they put it on him yesterday. But Wolves got to be happy they got the split. The Knicks, by the way, they held off Philly. Philly was froggy yesterday, even without Joel Embiid. But the Knicks have a 2-0 series lead. They take care of their business at home and win 108-102. And then the NHL last night, the Sabres beat the Canadiens 4-2 to start that series. And then the Ducks beat the Golden Knights 3-1. So that is your look. That series is tied at 1 game apiece. We'll take a break, get into more things. A lot of NBA happenings. Bobby Marks, ESPN front office insider, is going to join us. He's had a lot of thoughts on what the Miami Heat could be doing coming up here. Has some interesting solutions. And this guy's like a computer. I mean, honestly, has things that the Heat got to worry about that I didn't even know they had to worry about. So he's going to join us later on this hour. We'll talk some Miami Heat with him. But we'll take a break. More to come. We're back after this.
WQAM, broadcasting live from the Ed Moore Sawgrass Auto Mall Studios.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hey.
Wow. Well, listen, I'm sorry. Welcome, but I got to hit you with it.
It's okay.
You know,
I get it.
that's how it is. Can I get my buttons up there, Brittany, so she can be properly shamed?
-1 for tardiness.
So,
Leroy, can we get a weather update brought to us by our
sure
friends at
can.
Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping homeowners stay safe this storm season? Visit tornadoroofing.com for a free roof and window estimate.
there's not a cloud in the sky, but my nose is raining.
Gross, dude. Gross.
Cute.
Got the sniffles, dude. I don't know what the hell.
Steal those pants from Ronald McDonald?
Really? That's what we're doing.
-1 for sass.
It is clear skies, not a breath of wind,
Ooh.
about 80 degrees. It is a beautiful day. And I don't see rain in the forecast, but I will say this. Usually this time of year, it's probably a little more cloudy out over the water with the breeze coming off the coast.
Mm-hmm.
And usually that makes its way over to us in the evening. So, but as far as right now, not a cloud in the sky, not a breath of wind, 5 miles an hour tops. It's a beautiful, beautiful day.
All right. Well, listen, here's what else is beautiful. This could be something.
Wow, Dade South.
What did he say?
That's terrible.
Nose running like that egg yolk you had on your chin.
Yep.
That was a gummy. He didn't have egg yolk
Did you
on his
remove
chin.
it already? Like, did you take away all the residue?
I watched the replay. That was definitely a trolley on his chin. What he had was egg on his chest.
You're a mess.
A mess, dude. But anyway, this could be something. Could be nothing. I don't know.
What is it? Are you teasing us right now?
Why would they do that? What's going on in Utah?
It could be something. Could be nothing.
What is the meaning of it, Watson? What is the object of this?
Could be something. Could be nothing.
Why would they do that?
All right. You guys familiar with Ja Morant?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, he's not playing basketball right now because the Grizzlies are not in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So he's decided, you know where I should spend my off season?
Oh, God.
Right down here on a boat. Now, why would he do that?
Because it's
I
Florida.
mean,
Well,
I did say the weather was pretty good today,
the weather
so
is good. It is good. I mean, but is
good.
the weather not good in Memphis right now?
I don't think so.
Is the weather not good in Memphis? I'm not sure.
You see that picture? You tell me.
You can't
Memphis
necessarily-
don't have that view.
Man, that view is great.
It's a nice view.
Wow.
I love being in a boat at night. It's very sweet.
Yeah, there's something about it, right?
Something about it.
Something about it.
Mesmerizing.
You know? Interesting.
I realized boats don't have headlights.
What?
So when I was on a boat in Cleveland, I had a boat in Cleveland,
All right.
and we came home at night. I was like, yikes.
Crazy. Schmeathan says, Tobin, it's the second segment. Too early for this level of reach. I'm not reaching. All I'm doing is saying, look at that. Someone's in town. Interesting. Very interesting.
I'm just waiting for you to be like, you saw those lights? They're red.
Wow. They great notice. Great job, Jennifer. Just adding on to it.
He controlled that for sure.
Somebody says Miami is too much for Ja Morant. We don't know that.
It takes a special type of
What?
person to live here.
What?
Okay?
We don't know that it's too much for. We don't know that it's too much for.
Yeah,
him.
see the trouble he's gotten in Memphis.
You know, people grow. People grow. People change.
I don't.
People grow. People change. All right. Let's not go. You know,
Oh, it's
that's
not
all of a
here.
sudden.
Here, let me be clear. It's not whether people can grow or people can change. I 100% agree with that. But can you say, as of right now, he's done it? And is it worth the risk?
Interesting. I guess it depends what the risk is.
I mean, the risk is you're going to have to pay Ja Morant.
Well, he's already paid right now. He's under contract.
Okay.
Carlos says, you never grow, Tobin, and you ain't changed. Still a fraud show pony. Jesus.
Wow, that's pretty. It's kind of harsh for this early in the morning.
I mean,
lot.
like, listen, I'm hard on my boy Tobes. That hurt me a little bit.
It did.
-1.
That hurt me a little bit.
Fraud with good access.
Wow.
For fraudulence.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll talk a little NBA. Would Bobby Marks risk Ja Morant? He was a GM one time. Is it responsible to go after somebody like Ja Morant?
No,
We'll talk
it's
about
not.
that and some other Heat moves.
Not
with him.
responsible.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. We'll take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Let's see, NBA playoffs right now. Miami Heat, they're in Cancun, just sitting, waiting. Although we did get some fodder yesterday, Leroy, because the Bucks owner, who's also the Browns owner, he's the co-owner of the Bucks.
Yeah,
he said that he wants a resolution on the Giannis thing by the NBA draft, one way or the other. So let's talk about all things off season with our upcoming guests. Bro, on the Toyota of Hollywood guest line, shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, toyotaofhollywood.com. He is ESPN's NBA front office insider. Did a great breakdown. He does every team, but he did a great breakdown of all things that the Miami Heat have to consider going into this summer. And Bobby Marks joining us here on the program. Bobby, how are you? Thanks for the time. Really appreciate you.
I'm doing great. How's everyone?
We're good. We're good. We're doing good. We're doing good.
I need an educated mind to stop this man. He is getting out of hand. I'm trying to, and this time of year, I am trying to be responsible, and all he cares about is names, which is what basketball is. Because
Bobby, would you trust Ja Morant? Would you trust him?
Oh my god! You know, it's funny. Players look a lot better in the off. Players look a lot better in the off season than they do during the regular season. You kind of forget who they were during the regular season. So I'd be a little bit careful there.
Thank you. That's all I said. Like here, and
I always remind people. And listen, we work in an entertainment business, but I always remind people, I'm like, there's only like 450 players in the NBA. Like, it's like there's not that, and the rules and everything that comes with it. Like this is a complicated business as far as moving chess pieces around here.
Right.
Well, I was curious because Pat Riley mentioned in the at his end of season press conference about the Heat, and they really valued cap space, and everybody kind of rolled their eyes at it because they're like, hey, people don't do that anymore. None of the good players even seem to get to free agency anymore. Do you feel like that could change? Because, you see the names like Giannis and Spida, and even Joker was the one we were kind of, trying to pipe dream. But does that even work anymore, Bobby? Is that a sound plan from Pat Riley?
Well, I mean, cap space is good if those guys are there, if they're available. I mean, listen, 2010 was a unique year as far as the rules. The extension rules that are in place right now didn't exist back, 15, 16 years ago. Now we see an uptick of players extending with their own teams. This year is unprecedented, the number of players that are extensionable, whether it be Giannis or Jokic or Karl Anthony Towns or Donovan Mitchell, Kawhi. Like, there's a list of players there. Now, that doesn't mean that we can go back into that cycle of cap space again, but this offseason, there's only 3 teams that have significant room. That could change next year. I always say cap space is kind of like a little bit fool's gold. You don't want to rely all on it, and then you get to next summer and there's nobody there to sign. So I think you have to be somewhat careful there. It's great to have the flexibility part of it, but if you're relying on to go out and sign a player and free agent, we just don't see that anymore. We saw it with Jalen Brunson 3 or 4 years ago, and Jalen wasn't even a all-star level player when he was coming out of Dallas here. So as I said, you just have to be careful. Now, you could say if you're trying to go get Giannis and Milwaukee's playing hardball, but Giannis could say to Milwaukee, hey, I'll just go sign with Miami next offseason with cap space. You can certainly play that game that we've seen in the past too.
Well, my question is more about the Heat. What has plagued the Heat over the last 4 years has been availability.
Yeah.
As far as injuries,
yep.
Whatever reason, okay? I would be extra cautious in signing a guy that I have questions on whether he's going to be available. So to me, that would eliminate a couple of these guys that Tobin is just willing to overlook those passes. Like Ja Morant, forget the off-field stuff. He's banged up a lot. Could you imagine Pat Riley giving assets and money and paying money to a guy, and then he comes and sits for the first 2 months? We're in the same cycle. So my whole thing is they have to be careful with the name and be more cognizant of availability, because that's what's plagued you the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, you see it even in the playoffs right now. Availability matters with teams. I think the biggest thing is when you go through and any trade is, what does your roster look like after the trade is done?
Right.
Who is left? You know, what is the availability now? Like, if you're hypothetically throwing around Ja Morant and you're not giving up, you know, of course, salary wise, if you have a lot left and the resources that are there with your players, then maybe you can kind of get away with that a little bit here. But if you're trading, you know, 3 or 4 players for Giannis, and then you're going to extend him at 4 for $275 and pay him $75-80 million, that's a big risk, right? So you better have the availability, and you better, you know, you've got a pick this year, you know, if you keep it or if you look to move it and everything. But you have, as I said, like, it's one thing to have the name that, you know, the former MVP, but what else is left of your roster here?
What do you think is going to be the market for Giannis? Because it was reported that, hey, the Heat were the last team standing when they thought about moving him. I thought that was going to be their best shot, because the way I look at it, Bobby, is this playoffs, someone's going to get even more desperate and try and push the chips. But then Giannis, I guess, is up for the extension, so he has some play. How do you think that'll play? Because the owner says he wants a resolution soon. What do you think the market? Do you think it's going to be more robust or fewer teams? What do you think it'll be?
I would say I would be surprised if Milwaukee gets more than what Brooklyn got and what Memphis got from Mikal Bridges and Desmond Bain in picks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, players could be certainly different here. I think Giannis controls what the market will be. You know, like listen, he's got to be the bad guy here. You know, no offense, he's got to be the bad guy here, where he says, "Hey, these are the 2 teams I'm going to go with. These are the teams I want to go to trade it to, and these are the 2 teams I'm going to sign an extension with." Like that basically can kind of control, you know, the market a little bit here. I know it didn't work that well with Damian Lillard, you know, I guess it was 3 or 4 years ago with him wanting to go play in Miami, but I think that's the big thing. I think certainly what happens on Sunday, which is the lottery, plays a big role in that as far as who's picking where. In the draft, some of these teams have rosters that are somewhat built now. When you look at Atlanta, that could have a top pick. When you have Dallas with Masai taking over, with Cooper coming back, they're at 8 right now. But I really do think it's, you know, besides the contractually, you know, it's the market. And then for Milwaukee, you know, this is a team that doesn't control their first round pick until I think 2031. So there's not an incentive of, you know, even with these new rules that are coming to like basically bottom out here. So you're looking at a little bit of, you know, draft picks and kind of win now players.
Go ahead, Leroy.
Well, I'm curious about all of this because Giannis is kind of screwing his team because he's trying to be the good guy and trying to look good in a situation that's going to get ugly.
Yeah.
And if he had just said, "Look, I want to go get out," he would have already been traded. But then he keeps waffling back and forth, and that kind of makes it almost more difficult for the situation, because if you look at, you know, Tobin says this thing, make a stink, you'll get out. And players that have done that, it's funny because they've been total jackasses on the way out, and the new team loves them.
Yeah.
So it's only temporary, right? It's a temporary thing.
I don't think he has much room to waffle this summer.
Right.
And I think you've heard Jimmy Haslam, who also owns the Browns, basically, he's come out multiple times. Like he has said, like, either he's going to extend or we're going to trade him. I find it refreshing. It's great for us to talk about that.
Does that make the situation worse? No, that he puts a deadline on it?
I think you have to put a deadline on it. I think you have to kind of draw a line in the sand if you're Milwaukee, because here's the thing. He's not eligible to sign until October 1st. So you can't wait until you get to October or, you know, September, but like, hey, what do you think you're going to do? Like, you basically say, hey, this is what we have. These are the options for our roster to improve. This is what we can do in the draft. This is what we can add in free agency. and you basically kind of pitch him as a free agent. And then if that's not good enough, if it's something like, well, you know what, let me see how the summer comes out, how the rest of the summer is, then I think you have to be in a position to move him, because I just think you can't wait until you get to October here.
Right.
I wanted to ask you just on it from a trade machine standpoint, the Wiggins contract, because he's got an option.
Mm-hmm.
Are the Heat allowed to trade him till they have an answer? Like, so for example, he has, I guess, till the 29th, I think, to opt in, but the draft is before that. So is he off the table until then? How does that work?
Yeah. Players who have player options are not tradable until the option is because they potentially could be a free agent. So you team players with team options can, if you certainly exercise the option by a certain date. I think there's maybe a couple of guys on the Heat roster, some of the smaller guys. Pele, I think, is one of them. But yeah, the guys, Wiggins number, you'd have to opt in for them to trade him.
Okay, yeah, because I was wondering, like, there's not a ton of big salaries other than Tyler's to maneuver this summer without the Wiggins one opting in, and that's got to be a weird situation as a player. Like, you want to control, I'm opting in, but now I'm traded. So it's be a weird place for the front office and him.
Well, that's the hard part. Yeah, I mean, then of course, you take in the rules, and you're like when you have to cobble together all the salary as far as what you have, and then sometimes when you don't get a deal done during the regular season, it becomes a little bit more. I know the rules are a little bit different in the offseason, a little bit more difficult because guys potentially could become free agents.
Have the Heat hurt themselves as far as, having assets to trade based on how they've used some of their young guys? Like, so I know Kalel is a piece that a lot of teams would like, but they kind of play games with him during the course of the year. When you look at, Tyler is a phenomenal scorer, but he hasn't played.
Yeah.
And so, like, is it hard to pitch a 20-point scorer that's only played 35 games and gets hurt every year? Their team, while we know firsthand they have talent, other places who haven't seen that talent as much don't value them as much as the Heat do.
Well, I think it's probably two different columns. There's probably the Tyler column with availability. And I think it's, so if you're a team that's interested in him, it's the availability part. And then what do I want to pay him? Because he could become a free agent in 27. He's extension eligible. Also, I do think the collection of young players, the draft picks that have kind of developed over the last couple of years, I think they're in a better shape they are this year than they were a year ago, because I do think we've seen more from them. I think with Ware, how he's, I know his minutes have kind of gone up and down and how he fits at the end of games, and certainly there, but I do think there's enough there that I've seen in him. I think Jaime had a really good year. I think Pele was really good this year. So there's like those three pieces. Jovic was up and down, kind of all over the place. So there are those three young players, your first round pick last year. Also, and then you have a pick this year, which is, I guess the 13th pick and everything. So I do think out of like the core, like nucleus of young assets to trade, I don't think what happened this year or in prior years has kind of diminished what their value is. When you have a guy like Khalil on a rookie contract at that number, that's valuable. When you can control that and basically that player will, worst becomes a restricted free agent a couple of years down the road, that's got a lot of value to teams.
Well, it doesn't, when you're trading for a guy who's going to make 60, 70 million, that doesn't even like, okay, we need 5 of those.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why it's the ability to that's the thing. It's like, all right, what is our roster like? So, all right, so we got Giannis, we've got Bam, and then we've got what of the young players are left, right? We basically have kind of diminished our draft picks potentially. So like that is like, it's the hard thing, roster building. It's a hard thing. I get nervous with the 35% max players who are in their 30s. And I know Giannis is a heck of a player, man, but I've seen it. And I know John Wall and Bradley Beal, those guys aren't in that category, but those are the guys that have come through and gotten paid. Russell Westbrook's another one who's gotten paid significantly. at that number, and it just, eventually either their body breaks down or their skill level eventually deteriorates.
Speaking of Bobby Marks, ESPN's NBA front office insider. Come on, before we get you out of here, Bobby, on the extensions the Heat are eligible for with Jaime and Pella.
Yeah.
What's the benefit of locking them up? What's the number for somebody like Jaime who just had a borderline 6-man year? But the Heat, again, going back, they want to keep flexibility.
Yeah.
So what's the balance there for a front office of taking care of Jaime, but also you want to keep your books possibly clean for the next year?
Well, it's interesting. So let's say there's no deal by the last day of the offseason. So Jaime's got a cap hold. So as a restricted free agent, which is around $18 million. So that counts against the cap in 2027. So if you're going to say, hey, we think he's a $30 million player, just hypothetically, well, you're going to lose $13 million out of that. Pele is interesting because he's got a team option that you can opt in, he can exercise. He signed a 3-year deal, so you can exercise that option. Then he's going to be a restricted free agent in 2027, and his cap hold is really low. So you don't really have to, if you really want to prioritize flexibility, you can kind of push that to the side for right now. Rookie extensions are hard to negotiate if it's not a max player, because it's, for the player at least, because you're really going to have to find a compromise with that. So I would say if there's a deal, is it in the $18 to $20 million range, just because you wouldn't lose a ton of flexibility.
Because we saw Jovic went for like 16 a year. And if I'm Jaime's age, I'm like, well, come on. Let me look at the I just had.
Yeah, I agree.
Are there too many players that think they should be getting the max that probably shouldn't, but because of the market, they're getting it, and it's hamstringing their team because they're not really max players?
I think the rules have put in place. I think players are understand the rules. You're basically slotted based on your skill level.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it is. The ability to have 3 max players, $40 million max players on your roster is really difficult. I mean, you look at Philadelphia right now, and they're in the second round, but one of those guys goes down, then where's your depth, right? So I think teams, it used to be in a point where teams were willing to write a blank check or weren't as aggressive in negotiations. I do think teams are more aggressive because you do have to keep an eye on whether it be the apron rule or luxury tax and some of those things. And I think players have to way of the guaranteed money, the ability to take guaranteed money now and risking not doing it and potentially injuries come about.
And before we get you out of here, I saw kicking around Heat Twitter that you had some prediction that you think Kawhi could end up with the Miami Heat.
Hold on,
Leroy. Hold on, let the man speak.
Funny. Those are the articles where I fight tooth and nail with my editors. And I was like, I will not put trade proposals together. I will analyze them. So I will let somebody else do that. Listen, Kawhi is an interesting situation. Listen, we're still waiting on the aspiration investigation to come down. When that's going to happen? Is it going to be after the playoffs? Probably. He's got a year left. The max you can extend him is 2 years because of the over 38 rule. They have made it known that they have no intent on moving him. We'll see what happens when we get into the offseason. But that is more of a low risk, comes with a lot. Hey, when we were
right here. We had this conversation when it started.
Don't take off of it, Leroy.
And then you go, Kawhi.
Kawhi and Bam.
He's going to play 45 games. How is that going to help the Heat?
Listen, he's been better. He's been playing more games.
You might have more players around him than you did with the other guy. So
that point I get, but still.
Bobby, we appreciate the time. Thanks for making it.
Bobby.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
All right. Check out Bobby Marks. Does a fantastic job breaking down every team. And as soon as the playoffs are over for your team, he's got the whole breakdown of it, but does a great job on the Miami Heat. Appreciate him giving some time there.
Did he help you? Or are you still
No, he didn't help me. No, I mean, I am going to be Wild Heat Coyote. He said we're getting Kawhi. We'll take a break. Back after this. Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program and give you some weather here to start the hour. Brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping keep your home and family safe. When the storm rolls in, visit tornadoroofing.com for your free roof and window estimate. 86 degrees and sunny. Perfect.
Very Sunday. Very sunny.
Yes, very Sunday.
Hey, this camera needs to stop moving. What the hell?
Yeah, what's going on there, Jennifer? Are you happy with your new camera?
I'm so happy.
You like
I
the
look
lighting
like
better?
a normal person now. Jeez.
All right.
For a long time, I just didn't look like myself. I didn't know what version of me I was going to get.
Wow. The headlines are brought to you by Doral Hyundai. In Miami, we go to the beach for a little solcito. Well, that's what Jennifer's got now on the camera instead of so much soul. Well, a lot of soul be solato.
What?
Never mind.
-1.
-1. Take it away. Bye.
-1 for butchering
Spanish.
English.
And Spanish. Yep.
It's a big word for me, dog.
And when we want a low price, we know you always pay your Pricito de Mayo at Doral Hyundai. Marlins lose yesterday to the Baltimore Orioles 7-4 for their 4th straight loss. Marlins will have Robby Snelling make his debut on Friday, so at least we got that. Prospects!
I mean, in the last week, they've had more.
Oh, they're debuting a lot of guys.
Yeah. I mean, so-and-so's debuting tonight.
Jumbo Shrimp taking a beating. They're poaching the Jumbo Shrimp. But Snelling's obvious. He's like legit one of their top guys. Like everybody's excited to see what he's got on Friday. But I would like everybody to kind of get on the same page because they haven't been playing good baseball together.
Nope.
There's another twist in the Mike Vrabel, Dianna Russini story.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness.
Saw
I saw
it.
it last
What
night.
are you? Man.
Guys, they're never going to live this down.
Bro.
No, I mean.
So, let me get this straight. She was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Like really pregnant.
Really pregnant.
7 months pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And they rented a private boat together.
And
then they signed the document. Each of them?
Well, it's a
Yeah.
liability thing. Of course, you're going to have to sign something.
You got to make up a name.
I know. An alias.
Yeah, but that's illegal.
It's a little illegal. But also, my question is, if she was so pregnant, she was 7 months pregnant. Normally, women already like towards the end of their whatever, you normally have to like stay closer to home and like rest a little bit more, and maybe like you're more on the radar with your partner and stuff like that.
Well, that's the thing.
To
Is
just
like,
disappear on a boat
I
at 7
mean,
months pregnant.
7 months pregnant.
It's a little
dude.
crazy.
This story just does not
No,
stop with
It's-
the details.
it's the gift that keeps on giving.
It's unbelievable.
TMZ is working hard.
I will say to TMZ, you think they regret not just posting the photos originally and giving it to the New York Post? Because they seem
No.
to be giving you every update now. They're making up for lost time because
I
they were like,
know.
who's TMZ? Whoever was the editor that day and was like, who cares about this story? Everybody.
Well, part of the problem is that sometimes if you just own up to it, right, then the other stuff is just a side note. But because they came out guns a-blazing and fought every bit of it, right? So now everybody's like, oh, it's just that one time, or it's just this, or they were friends, or this. Oh, really? Were their friends on the boat? Were their friends? And so now people have, come out with more stuff based on how they handled it from the beginning.
And there's
Here's
also
the kicker.
there's also this whole thing where they're saying that when the people that were on the boat, they were like saying that they were not necessarily handsy. They weren't like they were very they were friendly, like they were not actually like acting like a couple. But really all that means is they signed an NDA.
Right. So here's
Because who's pregnant going on a boat with somebody?
No. I'm trying to think of this from the perspective of, I don't know, a human. And I'm thinking this way. For him to be hanging out with her after all the other canoodling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, real talk.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have questions whether that was his kid.
Well, this is the story.
Because wouldn't you? Like, because think about
if
this.
I'm hanging out
if I got a side chick who's married,
7 months pregnant,
and then she's 7 months pregnant, I'm thinking, okay, well, this is over.
Yeah,
right.
I know.
So the fact that they're still seeing each other and going on secluded boats and islands and stuff, and then the kid's name is Mike.
Adding new chapters of the Mike Vrabel, Dianna Russini saga, TMZ Sports has learned they rented a private boat together for a day on the water. Just the two of them. The NFL duo booked a vessel in Putnam County, Tennessee, back in June of 2021, according to a source direct knowledge who says that the then Tennessee Titans head coach and journalist were the only two people aboard the 2 to 3 hour rental. The timing of the outing...
2 to 3 hour rental is crazy.
That's a booty call.
The timing of the outing may raise a few eyebrows because Russini was pregnant at the time with her first child. Documents obtained by TMZ showed they both signed with the company waiver before heading out on the lake, and a source said that there was no visible PDA before they departed. We're told that Vrabel and Russini appeared cautious about photos being taken while she declined to pose with all the staff. Vrabel agreed to one snap but asked that the images not publicly be posted until today.
Mm-hmm.
Russini gave birth later that summer to her first child of her 2 kids after marrying husband Kevin Goldschmidt in 2020. Vrabel has been married to his wife since 1999. They also share 2 children.
Are there children named Michael?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't like it.
A week after the boat outing, Russini posted an IG photo seemingly of Kevin on the New Jersey beach with the caption, "Lucky to have great people to spend this holiday with in July." Not that lucky. He didn't get a private boat. As we reported, the speculation about their relationship started when they were photographed looking cozy at an Arizona boutique resort. That doesn't make it sound worse. And since then, the photos have come to light showing Vrabel and Russini doing everything from gambling in a casino in 2024 to kissing in a bar in 2020. We've reached out to Russini and Vrabel on the boat trip. No word back yet. She's been radio silent since resigning from The Athletic. Meanwhile, Coach Vrabel has vowed to be a better person for his family and the Patriots.
I mean, hey.
6 year, a 6-year Goose is insane.
It's
The
insane.
worst part of this is the kid's name being Mike.
That's the worst part.
The worst part is that it even happened.
I don't think it's the worst part. It's the fact that
occurred.
She got married after the fact that she was having this affair with this man. Like, at that point, don't marry this man.
Literally.
Well, no, you can't. I mean, he's married. You know you're never going to be in a relationship.
Yeah, they would be married at that point. If they were, let's just call it 2020, that would mean that Mike Vrabel was married for 21 years.
That's
21 years.
But why do you have to go and get married and have children and then name your children after the man that you're having an affair with?
Yes!
That's insane. That's
Yeah.
psychotic behavior.
Yeah, it is psychotic.
Could you imagine? Wait, Tobin.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of it from, I'm going to be Goldschmidt, or what his name? That's his name? The
Kevin.
husband.
Shake Shack boy.
Shake Shack.
And I'm going to say to myself, why are we naming our kid Mike?
Well, that's what I went back to yesterday. I did wonder, like, because again, what Brittany says is spot on. It's psychotic if that's what did happen. That's why I'm wondering, did he suggest Mike? Because I can't believe somebody would be that evil.
But even if he suggested Mike,
you gotta
like,
say no.
You veto it. You say absolutely
But
not. I don't like that name.
What if his great grandpapa, who started the first Shake Shack ever,
again?
Let me go on Google real quick and see if that's his name.
This is about optics, right?
Well, hold on. Here's the optics. Drake May has come out once again.
You're joking.
And he is called Mike Vrabel, quote, a great human being.
He's
His wife
naive.
needs to get on him. His wife she needs to have a
He
talk
said he
with
doesn't
him.
believe the coach's off-field issues will be a distraction for the defending AFC champions. Quote, no, I don't. I mean, he's our coach. I think he's done a great job of talking to us and talking us through it. I hope he didn't talk you through it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, question.
I would want to know, actually.
How much can we put on them not making the playoffs?
I don't know. I'll go look at that right now.
How much can I put on him not starting the season off with this team?
I don't think you can.
I got a
bet on
little
that.
queasy.
You can go
I don't
Cauchy.
No, I know it was hypothetical.
No, you can bet that.
Can you bet that? You
Can
can bet
you?
on fired. You need
Fired.
for like some shady sports book.
No, that's what the Cauchy app does.
Oh, Kalshi. Yeah, you could do that. You could do anything on Kalshi.
Just what I said.
My bad. Sorry, I got distracted by betting against the Patriots. Team futures to reach the playoffs. You can't bet against making the playoffs on
Right.
regular season wins. The Patriots 9.5.
How much?
Their line is set at 9.5. The under is +110.
Under.
Interesting.
Under. Keep in mind, there was a lot of things, and here's what's going to suck about this. I'm telling you now, okay? They had the easiest schedule in football last year and had a great season because of it. They benefited from that. Now they have one of the more difficult ones, along with all the other stuff going on. And every year, 5 to 6 new teams make the playoffs. That's a fact. Like, that's not conjecture. That is a fact.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going under with all those things. I'm not even talking about the off-field stuff. I'm merely just talking about just the reality of that situation.
Private boat, huh?
Private. They going to like why all their vacations got to say private and secluded, but they ain't doing nothing.
Oh.
Private boat, secluded island, 200 miles away from where his ass is supposed to be. 200 miles.
In Tennessee.
Huh?
They were on a Tennessee
island?
lake.
They were in Tennessee.
Said no. I'm talking about from this recent one.
Yeah.
What? They weren't in Tennessee.
No, that was in Arizona.
That was Arizona. That's not an island.
A secluded resort. How's that?
Boutique resort.
Boutique resort. And boutique
The mountains,
resort.
all those things.
That was a boutique
The
resort.
desert, whatever it was.
It was.
Yeah, it wasn't a boutique. They boutique.
We got it.
Man, look. I don't feel bad for them, right? I feel bad for their kids and for their spouses.
Yes.
Because they ain't asked for this, right? Vrabel been married for 20 plus years. She just got married. Right. So I don't know. I don't know how to.
Well, he's cured. Let's not forget. He's a changed man. They had an emergency council.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he missed the draft for it.
What did they do? Slap his hand and say, no, bad man, no. Okay, you're good.
He's good.
Listen, all these years,
We can
I'd
sit in
be
that
asking
room.
for that divorce immediately.
You think?
Immediately.
Yeah, that's amazing. And nobody filed for divorce yet.
What? Yeah, exactly. Like,
That's a long
When is that gonna
that's a
happen?
long marriage for Jen Vrabel, though. I mean, you're talking 27
I don't
years. You've probably
care.
known each other.
And then
what did he do? He just ruined it.
For more than a quarter of it, he's been cheating on me.
wait.
Yeah,
and
but
then to be answering questions about your wife to your mistress on air.
That's
and
crazy.
it recorded like that's a different level of crazy. Could you imagine him saying, oh, okay, Mike, I'm gonna ask you a question about Jen so they don't think anything's going on.
JT says intangible privilege. Udoka and Michigan coach got fired. This clown still has a job.
A little bit different situation.
They were coworkers. That's what they were canoodling, but I understand.
Right. It's a little different situation. And both of those cases, it was coworkers. And so that is a big problem.
There was
But
literally one
some
person.
would say that they were coworkers also.
Who was?
Russini
with
and
Russini.
Rex.
I mean,
because
yeah, in some ways.
she was getting a lot of inside information.
Yeah.
Oh man. Look, I like whew. They're as messy as Leroy's goatee yesterday. Hey, you find that funny, don't you, Jennifer?
What's that?
Don't what's that? You heard me.
I didn't actually. All I heard was horses.
You find that funny.
It was funny. It was a great. I don't know if you've seen the Instagram reel, but it was top notch.
Wait, dig it. Like, I'm not on Instagram as much as you guys put me on Instagram and Twitter and all that
Well,
stuff.
you should get on
That's
since
the
you're
beauty of it.
constantly on Twitter.
Yep. Do you see yesterday? He's trying to get me to watch Jose Altuve strike out with a little Jose Altuve.
It was hilarious.
He's like, watch this. I'm like, you're a child.
It was hilarious. It was like, wait, was it not funny?
It was funny. It was
okay.
objectively
All
funny.
right. All
It was
right.
objectively funny.
All right.
All right. We'll take a break. More to come. We're back after this. Hey, it is Tobin and Leroy here with you. FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 on the program. I want to let you guys know one more time about WQM's Whiskey, Stars, and Cigars presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall. Schmeath, and listen up, dude, all right? This ain't no Mike Tyson read. It returns this Friday. You guys can talk sports unfiltered with our on-air host at Tabacone Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk starting at 6 p.m. We'll have some special guests, Bernie, the Heat Dancers, and our guest of honor, Davion Mitchell from the Miami Heat point guard. So don't come if you're not going to bring that dog in you, all right? Nobody's soft at Whiskey, Stars, and Cigars.
Play it.
All right? When you have Davion Mitchell there, it just makes the event tougher. Just does.
Should I call LT?
That's the only dog that's allowed to be in there.
Hell yeah. Absolutely call LT. Is he doing okay? I think I just saw that he was dealing with some stuff. Like I think he had appendicitis, so.
Oh, maybe not.
Maybe check him out. Maybe just check on him in general.
Yeah.
Make sure he's doing all right. And check on them. Because I did see some stuff on him last week that he had he was in the hospital for stomach pain, and I think they said it was appendicitis. The event is free, so stop on by. Get all the info now at WQAM.com. Must be 21 or older, and we'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Tabacone Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. Whiskey, Stars, and Cigars presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall. 4 brands, 1 location, your local Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Chevy dealer. Let me ask you this, Leroy.
Sure enough.
Yesterday, Jaylen Brown had a Twitch stream, okay, where he was yammering. And we played yesterday Tracy McGrady saying he's heard that Jaylen Brown is frustrated. Brad Stevens said, I haven't heard that. And then yesterday, Jaylen Brown went on his Twitch stream to talk about it. And he said he felt bad that Brad Stevens had to answer those questions. Here was Jaylen Brown on his Twitch stream.
A lot of stuff swirling around the Celtics and the organization. Hate that our president of basketball operations even had to respond to this. Me and Brad have a great relationship. I love Boston. If it was up to me, I could play in Boston for the next 10 years. I'll say it again. I hate that Brad even had to respond to this. Like I said, me and Brad had a great relationship, and I can play in Boston for the next 10 years. I love Boston. So that being said, moving on, I say this and I stand on this again. And y'all can clip this up. This was my favorite season of my career. Like, I will say it even louder. Like, this, I stand on it. I triple down, quadruple down, whatever y'all want me to say, chat. You know what I mean? And I'm coming on here to give context and talk about certain things, but I'm really not here to clear up no backlash or to, I'm really here to add context, because a lot of people in the media and or social media don't always kind of select to use their brain.
All right, there you go. That was Jaylen Brown yesterday on his Twitch stream.
So 2 things can be true, right? And one of the problems is that from a fan perspective, you don't want to hear you had your best year and we in Cancun. And you can also understand, of everybody who has been a Boston Celtic for the last 4 years, probably the guy who should be the most frustrated about the respect that he gets is Jaylen Brown.
Probably.
Because no matter how much he does, no matter how much he plays, no matter how great he is, everybody's going to say, wait till Tatum gets back. That's a tough spot to be in. So his frustration with what he has to do on a basketball court just to be appreciated, right, is one thing. And his frustrations coming out with that have nothing to do with whether he wants to be there or not. And I think a lot of times people take frustration about a situation and chalk that up to, oh, he wants to go somewhere else and don't want to be here. We always tie those two together. So it's good he cleared it up.
Kind of.
I understand. Well, and I understand his frustration.
Well, he feels bad that Brad Stevens had to answer about his honesty. Like,
right.
I'm sorry, Brad Stevens. You found out that Tracy McGrady knows that I'm tired of always being second banana to Jayson Tatum.
But when we think about their playoff runs, we've always talked more about Jaylen Brown more than we talk about Tatum. When we talk about Tatum is when they fail.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, I think Tatum is still the face of the franchise. Like, if you want to talk about who's the golden boy.
Can you be the face of the franchise and not be the best player?
But people would say he is the better, more talented player.
Agreed.
If he's not showing up in the bigger, even if he's not showing up in the bigger moments, the bigger games, people would say he's the more talented player, and they would say he's the face. Yeah, I think if you ask more people who's the face of the Boston Celtics, most people
would definitely say Tatum. I'm not even arguing.
That's probably the frustration is he thinks he's a face of the franchise guy, and that he can. I think Tatum. I think Jaylen Brown thinks he's a face of the franchise guy.
I think that he feels frustrated if you just look at what he's done on the basketball court. Now, again, it could be a Alvin Harper situation where we all thought Alvin Harper was great, but in actuality, he was playing next to Michael Irving, and it gave him that flexibility. But then when you look at what Jaylen Brown did this year without Tatum, right? I could understand how he could feel that way. Listen, could Jaylen Brown be a number one on the team? Absolutely.
I think everybody's always been wondering, is this something that's going to last forever? And we've seen over the history of basketball when there seems to be a rift doesn't even have to be a personal rift. It's just a professional rift.
Correct.
You thinking somebody is holding you back or you don't feel as fulfilled. A lot of the times in basketball, it doesn't last. Jordan Pippen, Russell Westbrook, KD, Shaq and Kobe.
Right.
That was probably a little more personal because of, the call outs of
the call outs. There ain't nobody calling out nobody yet.
Yeah. So I think it's natural to think like this thing is probably over. The thing that's going to be interesting is people are going to say this is going to be the one that media tries to put down everybody's throats, just like they did last year with the Warriors and Giannis.
Right.
Is people are going to say, oh, just do the Giannis for Jaylen Brown trade. And I don't know how much Giannis is going to dig that, because then you're telling Giannis he's got to go to Jayson Tatum's team. And I don't know how much he's going to love that. And then also, like, what does Milwaukee do with Jaylen Brown? Like, now if you're doing like a 3-way with Atlanta and they get some picks back, okay, I could understand that. But people are going to do the straight up thing where he's going to go to Boston. I don't know. I think right. Being on Jayson Tatum's team and always having a wonder about like, oh, am I going to be able to live up to the great Jayson Tatum?
But
is that something Giannis is going to be really attracted to?
Can you be frustrated, but not to the point where you don't understand what your situation is and know that your best chance to win championship is where you are?
Well,
because he seems like from what people have said, he's a very smart dude.
They did say that. I watched way too much.
Wow, you said it like, maybe.
I know he's got a very high IQ. I will say that he's got a very high IQ, but like I always laugh. I was watching this stream last night, and I laugh because he's like, oh, people take stuff and run with it. And then it's like, yeah, but the thing that everybody ran with, you just doubled down on. So what did everybody run with? And then you were talking about people don't fight through things. They don't give up. I'm like, you guys just gave up a 3-1 lead to a joke of an organization.
Right.
Like, what did you, okay, great. You had a great regular season, which by the way, then Brad Stevens came out and was like, yeah, regular season wasn't that great because there was so many teams trying to lose. Now, Brad Stevens might be covering his own ass because they, in this Eastern Conference, people are still going to say, hey, you have two of the best players. You should have done better. But I think it's just interesting that the organization, the head of the organization is like, yeah, that wasn't a great season. And one of the franchise players is like, that was my favorite season ever. That doesn't seem like a recipe for a relationship to continue.
Well, it's two different things though. Personally, right? My best season as a professional. Didn't go deep into the playoffs. And when I had my best season as a professional, I didn't enjoy it. So even though I was productive, when the season was over, I had no recollection of what I did. Right. So it all depends on how you view it, personally. I would say, like, in big spots over the last couple of years, Jaylen Brown has been better than Tatum. Jaylen Brown could have 3 or 4 30-point games, and the one game that Tatum has 35, 40, the whole sports world stops to say, look at Tatum. That in itself, as another professional who wasn't a finals MVP, that's tough. Right? Like, I've been doing it the whole playoffs. This guy has one good game, and you can still be cool with Tatum. You can still be cool with your situation.
I don't think he hates Jayson Tatum.
Right,
but
but that becomes frustrating.
There's a reality there that I think he's done with. And this is what I'm saying. Hey, you better take advantage of this. All right? They finally got a little bit of drama, and you guys are sitting here. You better do something about it.
Right. Well, and that's the other thing. Yeah. Humble king, humble and kind, one. Tatum is not a ball hog. True, but
it's not a ball hog, but he's the focal point of the offense when he plays.
Correct. That's what I was getting at. That's what I was getting at. Listen, basketball season will end. They'll come back. And there'll be 1 to 2 in the East again, and we'll have the same conversations next year.
We'll see if they are. This could be the beginning of the end.
All right.
You always think you're on top till you're not.
Yeah, that's how it works.
We'll take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. You know, I felt great. I just got back off the road last week from Maryland, and then I stopped by on Monday to my favorite dry cleaner in the world, and that's A&T Dry Cleaners. Our boy Ara, he owns the joint. You guys can call or text him anytime, 954-610-9383. Went there, picked up my suit. My other suit was there. Got fitted up by Mama Ara. She had it looking nice. And I also dropped off the one that I just wore ringside because anytime I need my suits taken care of, I take it over to A&T Dry Cleaners, Leroy.
They've been around for 40 years. They service all of South Florida, Dade, Broward, and Southern Palm Beaches, and they can pick up or drop off your orders. I was a fan of the show, and he wants to take care of our audience. So mention Tobin and Leroy, and you get 25% off your order. And I got to tell you, I can't wait to see Ara tomorrow.
I can't wait either. Said he's coming to Whiskey Stars and Cigars.
Yeah,
man.
I got some things I want to run by him. Got some stuff I want to ask him about.
But you got formal seasons going on, wedding seasons. You need same-day sewing. Use A&T Dry Cleaners, man. 954-610-9383. That's 954-610-9383. We roll on here. It is a Thursday, and it is that time of the show where we like to mix things up. We refer to this as the mix bag. Leroy, are you familiar with Anthony Edwards?
I am. The Ant-Man.
The Ant-Man. God, he would look great in the Heat jersey.
Boy,
that's neither here nor there. Anthony Edwards, he said yesterday, the Wolves, too cool for school coming out in that game.
We started the game too cool. And they came out physical, picking up full court, full of energy. And we expected that, but we just came out too flat today. I think that was the main thing.
Well, can't go flat in there against Wemby. They'll take advantage. Spurs, they put it on the Wolves, even up that series. Meanwhile,
doesn't matter to you. Doesn't matter how you lose.
Depends when the series is. Because that Derek White loss, when he tipped it in,
man, that hurt.
Oh, that was a gut punch.
Right.
That hurt worse than any blowout the Cavaliers put on the Heat or any blowout the Celtics put on the Heat. That one was crushing. That was crushing. Thankfully, they won the next game. Dwyane Wade, speaking of the Miami Heat in brighter times when they actually made the playoffs, Dwyane Wade was on his podcast on the Y Network, and he was answering some fan questions. And somebody asked Dwyane Wade, you ever think about if you didn't retire for the 2019-2020 season, if you would have stuck around for one more year, and if you would have helped a team that was in the finals? And this is what D. Wade had to say to that.
I was in my theater room watching all the bubble games, and I was like, just one more little piece. Maybe it's a player off the bench that could play 15 to 20 minutes, that could come in and just, man. And so I'm sitting there at the crib, and I'm like, and I wouldn't have to travel. My knee wouldn't have swollen as much. You know, when you travel on airplanes, the inflammation, like your knee swell up. That's why you outgame the game. When you get older, you can't play every night, right? Too much. So I'm like, ooh, I would have been able to just focus on basketball. Wouldn't have to travel. Hold my treatment right there. My body would have probably been feeling good. I had that thought. I was like, I probably was the missing piece. But also, I was done. Done.
He was done, son?
I was done.
There you go.
Hey,
D. Wade.
I've had those thoughts.
You had those thoughts? Dial it up.
Keep in mind, the year I retired, the Vikings went 15-1 again.
Mm-hmm.
That's the year they lost to
Rams, right?
No, that was the year they lost to the Giants when the Giants beat was it 2001? The Giants went to the Super Bowl that year, I think.
Against the Ravens.
Correct. So yeah. But then when I got up to use the bathroom, and I was limping, I would just smile and laugh and like, you got no chance, bruh.
Wow.
So like you still like just listen to me and Crowder talk. Right? As long as we sitting in the chair and nothing hurts, we'll talk mad trash. Then when it's time to perform and get up and you got to move around, right? Pull hammy with egg toss.
Then again, I mean, he wasn't cooked at 38. I mean, at 37, he's still having a pretty good year.
He told you. You can't tell him. So. He told you.
Yeah, but
like the argument is over.
I don't think it's over.
Okay.
I don't think it's over.
Told you.
In
he
certain
told you. He thought about it. He said, "Oh man, I come off the bench. I don't have to travel." And then
we would have had Dwyane Wade stepping up when
Dwyane Wade told you.
No, Dwyane Wade doesn't. He's not being honest. If Dwyane Wade, when Goran Dragic was going down, and we had Dwyane Wade on his last season, we would have beaten the Lakers.
You know what the worst part about being older and trying to stay in shape?
What?
I hear the worst single comment, and it drives me crazy. You look like you could still play. Well, I can't.
I think he could have, though.
No, dude, he told you.
Nah, but then
-1.
That's a humble ending to a claim.
No,
you know?
Wait a minute.
He's being modest.
Some of the things that D Wade has said in the last couple of months.
Well,
you think he's being humble?
That's Patrick Beverley's fault.
Whatever.
Patrick Beverley's fault.
I don't think he's allowing himself to get to that space because
Right.
he would have to understand probably that they probably would have won that championship if he was on that team.
Exactly. Like you don't want to.
Not you. Not you.
She's right. You don't want to think about. I left the fourth ring on the table.
Yeah.
If I would have teamed up with Jimmy, by the
How
way.
would you sleep at night?
He's not allowing himself to get to that point.
Right.
I'm telling you, I thought the same thing when I was watching my former team go 15-1.
Right. It could have used you.
Every time I thought about it, or every time they said, "Hey, you can still come out," I would get up and I was limping, and I said, "Nah, I'm good."
I think you could have dialed it up.
Especially under the circumstances.
Yeah, under the
that
circumstances.
season.
Goran was under the circumstances. It helped him until his stupid foot exploded. Stupid. We would have had fourth ring.
Yep.
We would have had fourth ring.
All right.
And it would have been D Wade versus LeBron. Oh,
To
wow.
finish out his career.
All right.
No, like you can't convince me he just couldn't get himself to get to that point.
No, it's that's D Wade to a T. You know, put out the greatness, but always end it with a little bit of modesty.
Mhm.
And I mean, I know who's not having a good series against Dwyane Wade, who killed the Heat, Rajon Rondo. That's not happening. That's not happening with D Wade.
He mysteriously became Steph Curry in that finals.
I always love how the Heat are like looked upon as like the bubble frauds, but like the Lakers, like we've seen Anthony Davis shoot like we've never seen him shoot. We've seen Rajon Rondo shoot like we've never seen him shoot.
Right.
Like Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson have been good shooters the entirety of their careers.
Right.
Anyway,
It happens. You know, to win a championship, you got to have one or two of those players who do something outside of themselves.
Sure. I mean, the Heat had that with Caleb Martin. They didn't win the championship, but they did win the East with Caleb Martin turning into, I don't know, some supernova player we haven't seen since.
Turned into Jimmy, basically.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That Caleb Martin series, oh my God. He was good.
How much did that get him paid? Holy smokes. Everybody wanted a Caleb Martin.
I think his agent blew it because I think his agent had him opt out. That he wanted to pay him more. He's like,
once you opt out, then you're at the mercy of what you're going to get.
Exactly. Crazy, huh? Finally, this is Leroy's favorite, Browns owner and now Bucks owner, Jimmy Haslam, who's really at the forefront of the Bucks talks lately. And he says that they want an answer on Giannis soon.
I just think before the draft is a natural time, right? Because you're going to, if Giannis does play somewhere else, then we ought to get a lot of assets, and that's John's job to do it. If he's here, then you build the team differently. So, and I think it's also necessary. I just want to stress, though, that our relationship with him, despite what is reported by certain ESPN writers, is very positive.
Is this a decision that keeps you up at night? Like,
It's a big one. It's a big one, and you got to get it right. And John knows it, and Wes knows it. And we didn't hold back with Taylor. We just said, listen, he may or may not be with us, so don't come because of that, because you want to be straight up with people.
All right. Yeah, they had Taylor Jenkins. They had his introductory press conference yesterday, and everybody just kept asking about Giannis. You don't have Giannis. I want to tell you.
I get it. I mean, it's like Bobby Mark said, like, I get the fact that they put a deadline on it to where they need to make a decision of what they're going to do as a team.
Mm-hmm.
But there are players that you make exceptions for those rules.
Sure.
And so I think that when it presents itself and it gets to that point, if they haven't decided, they're not just going to move him for nothing.
Well, here's the other thing, too.
And you put yourself into a bind because if teams know you're trying to do it by then, are they going to offer maximum amount? Are they going to compete for it?
Right. And like, if you're the Heat, let's just use them as the example. If they somehow get the lottery ball fortune and they go up to the top 3 or top 4, do they give that up for Giannis? Or do they go young? Or
does it depend on what's available?
Well, people say this is a top 4 that everybody's like, yeah, these are very good players. You know
what's annoying though? Are we starting to, unless a D Wade is in this draft, do we trust that they're gonna go with the young talent? Has Spo and Pat had that conversation?
It's a fair critique because if they do go up and they don't have a Giannis trade, you would think, yes, they have to, because that's for the betterment of the organization. And they don't necessarily have a D Wade. They have Bam, but they don't have a D Wade on this roster.
Right.
But I think I do wonder, like, all right, do you give that up for Giannis? Because, like, the Heat, they're never going to – if the Heat somehow get that kind of luck, they're going to think we're never going to be there again. So they're going to probably be like, yeah, we're not giving that up. We'll give away the other picks in the future, but not that.
Right. All right.
If it's 13, I think it's different. I think 13 they'd give up for somebody.
I just have questions about, I mean, I guess Tyler, they played Tyler a lot, right?
Tyler had the 6-man role. I mean, look, Michael Beasley played. He just didn't get to be in every role possible, and he didn't like. He wasn't closing a lot.
I'm not even mad at them for how they went about Beasley.
Why not?
Because, like, Beasley was ahead of his time.
Really emotionally ready to answer that right now.
We'll take a break, get you caught up with your headlines. More to come here on the show. We're back after this. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Leroy, can we get another weather update brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting? Storm season is coming. Make sure your home is ready. Get your free roof and window estimate today. Visit tornadoroofing.com.
Still looks beautiful. I don't see any clouds. Wind's probably 5 to 10 miles an hour. Can't tell what direction, but I'm going to guess it's out of the east. And it's about 85, 90 degrees. So beautiful day, even though it's a tad bit on the warm side, which is crazy because everywhere else in the country is cold.
Very good.
Thank you, Bob.
Appreciate it.
It snowed in Colorado.
You see the president yesterday had the UFC in the Oval Office because they're promoting the thing. And he just goes to Alex Pereira and he goes, "Look at your hands, massive." I was like, what?
That's so awkward.
Why does he say the
Why?
craziest things to people?
I don't. How do
Like,
you respond to that?
Who was it that in Miami he said that like you're too handsome to be a fighter?
He did. He said that to Paulo Costa. He goes, "Why you fight? You're so handsome."
It's so weird.
He is handsome. I mean, that Paulo Costa is. He surprisingly he didn't say it to Carlos Olberg, but he is. But Paulo Costa won the fight. He goes, "What are you fighting for? What are you doing?"
Carter Verhage.
Making it weird.
Oh man, he certainly did. He certainly did yesterday. That was crazy. Anyway, headlines are brought to you by Doral Hyundai. In Miami, we go to the beach for a little solcito, and when we want a low price, we know you always pay less with your Pricito de Mayo at Doral Hyundai. The Marlins lost to the Orioles yesterday, 7-4. That's their fourth straight loss, 5 out of 6. Not great. They have made some roster moves. I'll bring those to you right now. Some people, guess what? A lot of people are getting ready to learn some jumbo shrimp. All right, the Marlins are. The Marlins. Here we go. What do we got? They have announced the following roster moves. They have selected Stephen Jones, pitcher, up from Jacksonville, and they have recalled Edilberto Hernandez from Jacksonville, and they have optioned Dax Fulton to AAA, and the big one, Graham Pauley, has been optioned to AAA. Oof, I mean, he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Now, I like Graham Pauley. I'm a big Graham Pauley guy. Not even as good as defender as he was last year. He can make some sick plays every now and then, but he was having a rough go of it. Now, the good news is last year he had a really good second half of the season. Hopefully that can happen for him again, but I will say this. The Marlins don't appear to be just sitting here and being like, all right, you guys get to suck forever. Like, you're learning jumbo shrimp. Graham Pauley, you're learning jumbo shrimp. Oh, and Casey, keep up what you did last night, or you're going to be learning jumbo shrimp. Okay?
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I mean, not for nothing. Do you think it's more difficult? It's more difficult to play under those circumstances when you know that if you have a bad game, you might be gone?
I don't know. I don't know what the answer to that is, but I also don't know how long can you allow a guy to go strike out in 60% of his at-bats.
Yeah.
You know?
Not even making contact.
Yeah, not even making contact. Like, how many times can you do that? And so there's certainly some guys they need to get going, and Marcy seems like he's kind of coming out of it. Seems like it, maybe.
But baseball's like that, though.
Baseball's like that. That's fair, but he's
And
also
what part of that plays?
Baseball's like that, but also there are levels to it too. Like, you can't
Right.
just let a guy go and just bury himself, and then you're never good. It's going to come around. Like,
Right.
This isn't established veterans we're talking about. You do have to do something. You have to look like you're coming out of it some way, somehow. So that's part of it as well. And clearly that's what they're trying to pull off here, because you got basically like 3 guys you've been able to rely upon all season long. It's like, all right, we know Liam Hicks going to give us good at bats, Otto Lopez, Xavier Edwards. Who's coming with us? Who's coming with us? Anybody? Stowers, we need to get going. Obviously, he came out of the injury late, but I think the surprising thing is they came into this year and you're like, all right, Marcy, we like his future. Augustin Ramirez, we love his bat. And Kyle Stowers. Stowers got hurt. Marcy was in, the black hole zone with his slump. And Augustin Ramirez is hitting like Matt Trainer. Like, So you do need these things to, yes, you do need young guys to turn around, but also, are they going to get it fixed in the majors?
Right.
Maybe you need them to get a little jumbo shrimp slump buster. Go beat the boys.
I mean, you kind of knew that before, though.
Knew what?
That the young players were going to be erratic.
I think a guy like Marcy, they were hoping was, first of all, Stowers was an all-star last year,
Right.
so, and was looking for $100 million extension. Augustine Ramirez, we thought, hey, can't catch a lick, but at least the dude will hit the ball out of the ballpark. That hasn't happened. And Jacob Marcy, for sure. I mean, one of the things that flashed last year was not only the fact that he could hit, but he had a great eye and he'd get on base all the time.
Right.
So, yeah, I get you. Yes, young guys will go through struggles, but there's a difference between struggles and being a disaster.
Right.
So, and you lose it to the Orioles, dude? The Orioles. Are you kidding me? By the way, hey, Orioles, what's with the B on your hat? You're the O's. All right? We're getting too cute with our uniforms these days. Used to love the Orioles uniforms.
Taking too much liberties.
Liberties, dude. Liberty. It's ridiculous. That's the one that got Pat Riley all confused. Anyway, the Marlins, after this, will have a series with the Washington Nationals. We'll have that on at Whiskey Stars and Cigars from about 6:40 is your first pitch tonight. Marlins have Max Meyer on the hill. He was really good his last time out, which has been nice. Cade Povich, no relation to Maury, I imagine. He is going for Baltimore. Crazy. Anyway, Schmieden said the Florida Marlins had an F on their hat, you idiot. Yeah, but nobody called them the Fs. Everybody refers to the Orioles as the O's, and now it's a B? What the hell is that?
The B's.
I don't like that. Sorry, Schmieden. Such a bastard, that guy, honestly. When does he stop being a rat bastard? That's the question.
Are you going tomorrow? I would love to meet you.
I'm not going to admit it. They have announced that Hurricanes, Notre Dame, primetime game, November 7th, 7:30 on NBC and Peacock. So now Peacock can bring you two things, Love Island and a Canes ass kicking over Notre Dame. Cannot wait. That game, first of all, last year was drugs. Okay. That was, what a year. It was year, and then obviously great heartbreak. But they kicked every one of their rivals' ass last year. It was the best. Ohio State, Notre Dame, Florida State. It was awesome.
Yep.
But the thing with Notre Dame that I'm looking forward to this game is because of the unctuous behavior of their coach, where he's like,
I'm proud of my guys.
I'm proud of my guys that we didn't go to the Pop-Tart Bowl. Guess what, dude? Cristobal's about to send you to another breakfast food. I don't know which one, but he's sending you to another. So get ready, dude. We didn't want. I'm really proud of my guys for not making the choice to go to.
For being sore losers.
Yeah, for being losers, dude. Losers. And by the way, be a coach and make the decision. All right? Don't cop out to your youths. All right? Just because they don't want a Pop-Tart swag bag. And I'm sick of this Jeremiah Love every single time. Do it for us, guys. No, guess what, dude? Texas A&M's going to do it for themselves. Ohio State's going to do it for themselves, Jeremiah. If you wanted to do something, don't have 33 yards against the Canes. And anybody find it weird? Like the Canes kicked all these teams' ass, and the NFL's just like, yeah, but we want Notre Dame and Ohio State guys. Really? Okay. At your own peril. Good job. Like everybody's like, yeah, you guys remember Sonny Styles? I was like, the guy that Mark Fletcher ran the hell over? Left him like roadkill. Meep, meep. Dave Southson, that's Carson Beck's teammate now. That is true.
I know. I'm so excited to see how that goes down. Like, you know that Jeremiah Love is just like, just going to be staring at the back of his head, like just drilling holes into the back of Carson Beck's head.
Yeah. Yeah. He's still not over it. He's like, are you over it, dude?
He's like, get over it, man.
Do you have any Ohio State guys, Leroy, that were in the locker room your same class? Or like the next year? Anybody you played against that ended up on your team?
No.
Really?
They were all so Chris Carter, Robert Smith was younger than me. Corey Stringer was younger than me.
And I'm going to be nice about it. That's a great run by Leroy Horde like he's had before. But if that's Robert Smith, it's 6 points for the Minnesota Vikings, most likely.
I still think it's Charles Davis. I just don't. I can't.
You can't.
Not Charles
Dude,
Davis.
you can't tell me. Listen.
I still think it's him.
It is the first time in my life that I haven't been public about a beef, right? Because here's the thing. Even if that was Charles, who doesn't like Charles? Right?
Everybody likes Charles Davis.
Everybody likes Charles. So I'm not gonna be mad at him, although I'm gonna give him crap. And when I heard, you should have heard like my little heart drop when I was told that's not Charles.
I can't believe it. He's got a
It
very
would be one of the
recognizable voice.
funniest
How's that not him?
stories. It will be one of the funniest stories that I've ever been involved with. To like carry that beef for like 20 years and then only to hear, hey, by the way, that's not Charles.
That's crazy. That is crazy. But okay, so you never dealt with that. All right. Well, it's gonna be tough for Jeremiah Love. So hopefully he can focus in
I'm trying to think I've dealt with guys from Michigan State.
Yeah, but you always killed them, didn't you? Like that. Well, you killed Ohio State every time.
Except one time. Notre Dame. Never beat Notre Dame. We beat Notre Dame once.
Hate their ass, dude. Why are they the worst?
You know what? I believe that until they pick a conference, then they're trying to find the easy way. And it's amazing to me how a coach could celebrate guys not going to a bowl game while you have the easiest schedule of every season, every year, right? Every year, because you play all of the armed forces.
Right. You have to give them their reps. You're just being good Americans, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Navy, Purdue. They got Rice this year? They actually only played one armed force this year. Good for you guys. Look at you. You know what you kind of look like? An ACC team. Maybe you should just join them. Idiots. Crazy. But I will say, I'm excited for it. But you know who's still being a rat bastard? This Kirby Smart. He's still being a bastard. I saw him the other day. He's still taking little pot shots at the Canes. Like, he's too much of a coward to mention him by name. But you remember how, like, Mario roasted him at that roast? And we're like, that kind of felt a little bit more biting than a roast. It felt a little too truthful, a little too harmful. Because I don't think Mario's one for the jokey jokes. It just doesn't strike me as that. But this Kirby Smart still like whining about the Canes getting in because they lost a couple of games. He goes, I mean, we can lose. We lose regular season games, but I mean, our eighth team in the SEC is not the eighth team in other conferences. It's like he's still whining about that, dude. Still.
Get over it.
Get over it.
It's just like also we made it to the national championship.
Right.
Like it's not like we were a first round bounce. Like, please cry me.
That's why I was so nervous for that Texas. The Texas A&M game was the most stressful game because it's not only that you get
It's not one of the better, what you call SEC teams. So if you had lost,
I think they were undefeated.
Yeah. But if you would have lost that game, everybody would have just danced on you.
Yeah,
like,
that's
I can't
the
believe
thing.
we
It was
let
like
them
a
in.
don't lose game.
Yeah, it was a don't lose game.
Right.
And then the stupid wind was going all over the place. Couldn't nail a damn kick.
I was in Universal hyperventilating.
You were what?
Yeah, I was
at
in Universal.
Universal?
I was at Universal. It was my niece's first birthday. And we were at Universal.
Remember this story.
She's never going to remember that.
I know, but
So
whatever.
question out of curiosity.
That was the Grinch. Yes,
How do you celebrate
I
that
made
birthday?
the Grinch throw up the U.
Oh, that's right.
What happened? What did you say, Leroy?
I'm like, when you go to like Universal or Disney with a kid, it's mostly for them. What do y'all just stand and watch and celebrate?
Yeah, my
baby's
cousin
first
was just like,
ride?
I don't want to do a party for everyone else to enjoy this party. At least if we go to Universal, we'll get cute memories out of it. And
I'm recalling this now.
What?
I'm recalling this now.
Yeah,
The
like we'll
reasoning.
get cute, like we'll have cute memories, and we also get to have fun. Like she still got to ride things in Zeus Landing and stuff, and she took a picture with the Grinch. She's a Christmas baby, so.
You want to know what ride Rebecca was terrified of when she was a kid? teacup.
Teacup's vicious, dude.
Because her cousins would spin her around.
Yeah.
And she was terrified.
Well, we almost took the baby on the teacups, and then we started to see the people go by, and we were
right.
Oh, they was.
Actually, I don't think that this is a good idea to take her on there.
Do you control it or no?
Yeah,
you can control how it spins around.
Yeah, don't spin.
But
You've never been on a teacup?
Listen, I went when I was younger. I hated it because once again, I have family that are all trolls,
right?
And they loved
Classic.
spinning.
My son got really mad. He was probably like, I want to say he was 5, but maybe he was 4. But my son's a
And
big
you
kid.
took him, spin him around, right?
No. This wasn't teacups. So we're at Universal and we went on Dudley Do Right, which is basically their version of Splash Mountain.
It's a fun ride.
But the thing is with Splash Mountain, I didn't realize this. In Splash Mountain, there's 2 pair to a row. So 2 people are sitting next to each other. So when I went with my daughter one time, I tricked her and I was like, "Oh, you're gonna love Splash Mountain. It's adorable. There's bunnies." And so she was not happy with me because we went down. She's like, "I can't believe that you did that." And I said, "But you had fun, right?" She goes, "No." And so she was terrified for rides for a while.
Aww.
So then we did it. And so she's always held on to that. And as a big sister, she wants to torture her little brother. She goes, "Oh, come on, Tommy, we're going to go on Dudley Do Right." So we get to Dudley Do Right. But the thing that I didn't know about Dudley Do Right is it's single rider rows.
Yeah.
Which means me, Mrs. Tobin, Sophia, and Tommy at his wee age just by himself. And we go down that flume. And he is wailing, crying his eyes out. And he gets there, and you just hear him in the back going, "You betrayed me!"
Aww, little baby.
You know who doesn't ride any of the rides? Fonzie.
Who? Really?
He's terrified. And he talks trash every time we went. I'm riding all the rides. I'm getting on all the rides.
My son
And
was
then as
so
soon as
mad
we
at
get there, come on, Fonz. Now, my cousins from Texas, they did the Rip Rock and Rocket like
They're
8 times in a row.
They're fun.
That's fun.
And they
But
tried to get Fonz. I'm good.
He's still not a big fan of rides, my son.
No.
He's not.
Neither is Fonz.
Certain rides, but not really scary
He's
rides.
still young. Like he'll get over it
Let him
soon
get
enough.
to high school.
Yeah.
maybe.
Fonz
Yeah,
didn't
my
get
mom-
over it. He's a grown-ass man right now. He still doesn't like rides.
I have cousins that I think it's like a tall people thing because I have cousins that they're like past 6 feet and they're terrified of heights. And I'm like, why? It makes no sense. So I'm like always the only person that loves all these rides and I have to go by myself.
Yeah, one of my guy best friends is the same way, and we tricked him on getting on Tower of Terror this summer, and it was
I hate that ride.
it was the best.
Yeah.
It was the
I
most.
got the worst. I got the worst story ever. So have you ridden the Hulk?
Yeah.
Yeah, love the whole.
So that was the first time I ever been on a propulsion ride. So my cousins came from Texas. Now my one cousin, he's on the thick side, portly. And so there's a sign when you get on to get into the Hulk. It says rows 7, rows 12, and rows 13 have modified seating. Right? So we get in like 10, pull the thing down. I pull click, 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 click. He pulls his down. He's going, eek, eek, eek. It's not going down. Now, you know how sometimes while they loading the ride, it scoots up a little bit. And so the ride moved up like maybe a foot. He goes, whoa, 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 I need modified seating.
He keeps calling out like an audible.
I have never laughed so hard because then the guy came over and said, "No, you don't," and he just shoved him in. So the whole ride, I'm laughing, and he's just staring at me. I'm like, you the one that yelled. You the one that yelled, "I need modified seat." How is that not funny?
But you survived. It's fine.
Yeah.
Did you die? No.
No. I don't do the straight up and straight down ones.
So I've never been afraid of heights. I've never been I I love that kind of adrenaline rush or whatever. But when I was younger and I first saw the up and down rise, I was kind of like, you know what? I'm gonna wait it out. I'm gonna see how people look, how they react, and then I'll go on. And I'm just very daring in that aspect. So I saw a couple people go up, and I'm like, okay, well, it's my turn now. And then I did it, and I was like, okay, this is what this is. Okay, awesome. And I don't know. I like it.
I can't.
I like it.
Strange.
I like
You know,
it. I know.
the
I lost my vision.
You know the Rip Rock and Rocket, that's the one where it goes like straight up to start, right? And
That's the one where
so
you put the thumb, right?
one
Or
time
is it
it
gone?
rained, so they shut it down and they had to give a couple of, warm-up runs, and then they let people go on it. And you're sitting on that grassy knoll in University where they have the stage, and you're just watching this thing go up and around. And then when people start getting on it, the screams were so terrifying. I'm like, absolutely not. No
I kind of feel like the next story that's going to come out with Mike Vrabel and Dianna Russini is them at the top of a Ferris wheel. Like that's going to be the next story. Like there's going to be some carny from from some low rent Tennessee carnival. Gonna be like,
you think a carny's going to know that's Mike Vrabel?
Oh, he's going to find out.
Or at Dolly World or whatever.
Yeah,
it's called.
dudes. Yeah, there's somebody from Pigeon Forge is going to be like, I remember them. They slipped me a 50. They said, take us to the top and keep it up there.
There's two amusement parks in Ohio. It used to be 3. Now there's 2. And those were pretty cool. The one in Sandusky supposedly has the highest roller coaster in the country.
Take a break. We'll play a little Goosies. No Goosies next. All right. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Let's play a little Goosies. No Goosies. Jennifer, what do we have today for our favorite Thursday game?
We're going to start things first with the Miami Dolphins rookie camp that starts tomorrow.
I got the Goosies. We need football. We need things. You know, we got no playoffs. We got nothing. The Marlins are losing series after series. So at least I need to have Kadyn Proctor, Jacob Rodriguez, Chris Johnson running around in shorts to give me some feeling of something. Not that I think it's going to be a great Dolphin season, but I need something.
It's very specific.
You all right, dude?
No, I told you I got the sniffles. I don't have the Goosies because soon as Mother's Day hits and the ping pong balls start flowing, he'll forget about it.
No, I disagree.
As in like Tobin?
Oh, yeah.
No, I disagree. I think he's going to be just as excited for both of them.
Yeah.
I am very excited about ping pong balls, though.
Just
We know you
wait about that chat.
Man,
The second he sees anything.
bring it home, Zoe.
I know this is going to sound terrible.
Hmm?
I have Goosies for one reason.
Really? Surprising.
One reason.
That is surprising.
You ready?
Yeah.
How much is Kadyn Proctor going to weigh?
Ooh. All right.
That's
so you want to see? You're gonna look them up and down.
Well, because that's the issue, right?
It is
He's had
an
some
issue.
time off.
Although we heard in the promo, I don't know if you're hearing the promos because you're not here today, but John Eric Sullivan from his press conference, he's like, he's not a fat guy. I was like, what?
Oh, he's a big guy.
The big
but
guy.
he might not necessarily be fat. So judging him on how much he weighs might not be fair.
You want to know his what is it, the BMI?
But when he plays at 350 and he comes in at 390, I'm going to have problems.
It's not a fat guy.
390 would be crazy.
He's not 390.
That would be insane.
Do you know how many stone crabs he would have had to be 390? There's no way he's 390 right now. The dude just got just working out for the combine.
Can I just say this? One of the hardest things to do when you get done with football or even in the off season, just to maintain your weight, you have to eat 7,500 to 10,000 calories a day.
Jeez.
Just to maintain your weight because you're burning calories. I've started games at 220.
Mm-hmm.
And when they took me to the hospital, I was 198.
Man.
So that's how extreme it is in all that equipment. So I would imagine if you're 350, that calorie intake is a lot more.
Yeah.
That being said, you still got to keep moving. Otherwise, imagine where your body would go if you're eating 7,500 to 10,000 calories and not moving. Or
Jennifer,
drinking and partying.
You got the Goosies, Jennifer, for rookie camp?
I do have the Goosies. I'm ready to have some odds.
All right. Goosies. Looky Lou. What about
Little
you,
Looky Lou.
Brittany?
I want to have the Goosies, but I just don't.
Wow.
I just don't.
It's not ready for football yet, or what's the problem?
Goosies.
I don't know. I just don't.
Because he's not Rueben Bain?
I'm not. I still need time to get over it.
I understand.
I don't think I've fully gone over
I'll allow
yet.
it. I'll allow it.
So maybe once I see them, working out, like you said, in their little shorts.
Yep.
Maybe I'll get some Goosies.
Their little shorts. is
They
great.
do like they love wearing little shorts. Maybe I'll get Goosies, but as of right now,
Guys
no.
out, thighs out.
The hell's wrong
Minus
with you?
one.
Why?
What? What's number 2?
Gets me every single time. It's so weird. We have Kadyn Proctor.
Oh.
He selected the number 74 for his jersey number. He wore it in college and last worn by Liam Eichenberg.
Oh. No Goosies. You just ruined it for me.
You can say anything in the world. If it has Liam Eichenberg in the sentence, Tobin,
he's out. He's out.
Hopefully he can play the stink off of it. Oh man, Eichenberg's number, really?
Why you gotta go pick that number?
Oh man, I mean,
hey, let me just say this: the player, the number doesn't make the player makes the number. So if that number sucked because Liam Eichenberg was wearing it, somebody else wearing it is going to get the stink off the number.
Yeah, it's got that Eichenberg stink.
But what
on
if it has the bad juju?
Sage.
Yes.
I feel like that happened for a while with the Dolphins. Like whoever
Sage.
I felt like whoever had number 19 like always stunk on the Dolphins. Like for years. Like Brandon Marshall, Jakeem Grant, Ted Ginn, whoever had 19 is just like, it just didn't work out. So hopefully he can get that 74 stink off it. I know it's not a very popular number, so I feel like he can overpower it. But no Goosies nonetheless.
He can turn things around.
You got the Goosies, Leroy?
Yeah, I do. I think new number, new phase. We'll forget about Liam Eichenberg.
I would like
and the number that he wore.
I would like to. I would like to forget him a lot. Jennifer?
I have the Goosies.
What are you laughing about?
You're disdain for Liam.
I know you poked out Zach Sealer's eye. I know it was you.
Oh my God.
Ridiculous.
Why would anybody deny that it was him specifically, unless it was him? Did anybody else have to deny it? No. Why? Because he's a klutz. He's falling on his face.
Well, you know what? Let's hope things for the better this time around.
Brittany?
I'm with you. I have no Goosies on this one.
Yeah. I think we know why.
Yeah, I don't.
All right, what's number 3, Jennifer?
Well, this one's very interesting, guys. We have Brian Kelly using AI to get better at coaching.
What?
Brian Kelly.
The Notre Dame coach?
To be honest with you, I thought he's a little too arrogant to use. Right?
Well,
I mean, listen, he got fired. He got fired after doing the fake voice. My family. Does he talk to it in robot voice?
I don't know that specific. I don't know.
Tell
But
me.
apparently he's using Claude.
Claude?
And
the one that Hawk uses?
Does he? I don't know. I think that's one. Lupe also uses that one, I believe. And it's other AI stuff to help him prepare for the next coaching opportunity.
Look,
You know, basically what we're doing is, and I hate this. We are looking towards other things so we don't have to take the full responsibility of the decisions that we make. And especially from coaches. We've had this conversation all the time. I'm sick and tired of coaches saying, well, that's what the sheet showed. Okay, well, let's pay the sheet $5 million and you go sit your ass at home. So, like, yeah, I'm using that. For what? For what? AI don't know your left tackle. AI don't know your center. AI don't know your running back. So if it's 4th and 1, if Claude says go for it, and you're like, no, Claude, my left tackle sucks.
Crazy, dude.
No,
so you have no Goosies. Okay.
Yeah, no
Zero
Goosies. Like you,
Okay.
Because it's twofold. It's AI and it's him.
No Goosies.
Crazy, dude. You got the Goosies?
I absolutely have no Goosies whatsoever. First of all, I don't really trust AI, and also
I don't trust it either.
You know me when
Told us Leroy was 5 foot tall.
that's true. That's another one. Even though it's
You
very
seem
accurate.
to have fun with that, Jennifer.
Wow.
I think it's pretty accurate. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I mean,
For lashing out.
mind you, like that stuff is still in the works. Like they're still working on it. That doesn't give you accurate stuff. Also, Kim Kardashian failed her law test or whatever she be doing.
The bar.
Her bar, yes, she failed it because she was using it also to study. So
Yeah, that's why.
sure.
Yeah.
But you know what? It
She's been going for that bar for a long time.
She
dude.
has
years.
she
It's like her
has.
4-time
But
family.
is that, in all fairness, it is a very difficult exam,
Especially when you don't go to law school.
She makes a point.
Like,
You wanna
what?
say?
Especially when you take the fast track to becoming a lawyer.
Look,
What are we
either way,
doing?
I just don't trust it, and also that's why. And also, can you please reveal your prompts? Because I would love to see what you're actually writing to AI. Really,
Dude, like, I mean, at this point in life, does anybody care if Kim Kardashian passed her bar?
People do care.
Why?
I don't, but people do.
If she does, that's amazing for her.
Good for her.
All right.
I'm just saying, not shocked that she didn't pass it.
It's a difficult exam.
But like, then why are you using AI?
I don't know, because apparently I saw the clip yesterday, actually, and it was because her essays, the essay part of the bar is what keeps getting her to fail, which let me just...
Hey, I hate essays. Okay,
I hate essays
those were
too,
never fun to do.
but I would feel like that would be the easiest part of the bar exam.
Hard to say.
I don't think so.
I passed the bar.
Don't
Did
gotta
you
cite
really?
sources and things?
Yeah.
No,
Really?
you passed. No. He passed the
You
Snickers
passed
bar
it
to me at
on the way with the
7-Eleven.
keg you stole. That's what you did. Okay.
He passed the Snickers bar
What's
to me at
going on?
7-Eleven.
Missing a point there.
What's going on? I'm confused.
For Jay. I didn't behave well in college.
Oh,
is what
Brittany.
happened.
I can only imagine. You were a part of a frat, weren't you? That's all you need to know.
I was the president of a
Oh,
fraternity
even worse.
that got kicked off campus.
While you were the president?
Hooligan.
Hooligan.
You got the Goosies for Brian Kelly's
No.
robot?
No, that's so embarrassing. Like for somebody,
embarrassing.
like I understand that we all use AI as a tool, and that's fine. And there's ways to use it that is very effective, that can be very helpful. That being said, for you to admit, like Kim Kardashian, like Brian Kelly, to admit to the fact that you're using it to enhance or help you in something that you should already be keen to is extremely embarrassing to me. And it's like, open the book. How about you open a book? How about you, like, I don't understand it. It's really confusing to me.
Talk to your
What is
peers
it, like,
who
does he-
have more.
Does he ask the AI, AI, should I talk like I'm from Louisiana when talking to the Louisiana crowd? I would advise against that. Nah, he doesn't know.
No, he
But
didn't.
that's what I'm saying. I would love to see the prompts that he's using.
No, I'm saying
I
it's like-
need to know what he's writing to the search
Like,
engine.
are you asking them to like come up with defensive schemes? Like, it just makes no sense to me. And especially as somebody who has been coaching for eons, it's insane to me that you would be willingly to admit that you use AI to enhance your coaching abilities, which I don't even think is possible, respectfully.
What's,
So it's embarrassing.
What's number 4, Jennifer?
Krispy Kreme
Oh,
is launching mini donuts for Mother's Day.
No Goosies.
Oh,
Krispy
okay.
Kreme comes in one size.
No Goosies.
Like, I don't want. Is that like donut holes? What does that mean?
I've actually seen them. They're like they're like a significantly smaller than the
No. Then it's-
original.
No,
Okay.
no Goosies. Keep your Krispy Kreme the regular size. All right. Me and Kadyn Proctor want to keep it that way.
And okay. And then
So-
sometimes they also have like little designs on them.
Usually Krispy Kreme, for future reference, as a donut connoisseur, there's the only thing you change for special days. That is flavor and that is number. So if you want to say, hey, we're giving 1.5 dozen for a dozen on Mother's Day,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or we got a special Mother's Day flavor, Mother's Day only. You don't change the size, you cheap bastards.
Wow.
He's right.
No,
Jennifer.
that's what people do. They change the size but charge you the same damn price.
They
Don't
know
get caught up
hold
in
on,
it.
Leroy. Hold on.
It is. He's right.
It's like a special, like it's like an add-on to do, like for the menu. It doesn't mean that they're the whole menu that day is gonna be smaller donuts.
I think you should be upset
No,
because they're trying to make.
I
him
know
like-
what I'm. Listen, I said any specialty items on your menu either have to be extra donuts, same size, or different flavor.
Right.
Don't sell me these Pee-wee donuts and try to get me. Okay, because they're gonna cost the arm and the leg because all these companies are shrinking everything and trying to charge you more money. You can fall for it, Jennifer. Go ahead and get mama some donuts at Krispy Kreme, and then you're gonna say you are so right.
You know what, Leroy? My mother loves the smaller donuts. Okay,
I don't like
cut one in half like they do at work.
I'm cutting them in half, so maybe this one she doesn't have to cut
one
in half.
and listen.
Why are you so upset? Don't yell at my mother.
You got
all the big people at the office. All the big people at the office. We know you cutting half a donut and trying to think you saving. No, take the whole damn donut.
Just eat the donut, dude.
Right.
Stop taking your fork.
I'm just gonna eat half. What if I don't want half a donut?
Why do we talk like this? Why do we have an accent?
Well, you can't
they go in there.
They
go in there and say, I don't want a full donut. I just want a half. You get no donut.
No, because I feel like a lot of women are known for like cutting donuts in half or cutting sweet treats in half. So, I think it's kind of smart. It's smart marketing by Krispy Kreme. Just because you get the full donuts, they're still available to you.
They're still on the menu.
Mothers like full donuts too.
I'm sure some of them do. Yes.
And they can have 2.
All right, so you guys have the Goosies for this?
I have the Goosies because, like, let's say if it's like those specialty donuts that have like other toppings aside from like the OG original glazed. The glazed ones, yes, I would like the normal size. However, like the smaller ones, like let's say that have like the chocolate glaze and stuff like that, sometimes it's too much. So it's okay having the smaller donut.
My electricity just went off.
You're still here though.
No, I went to my phone.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm on my phone Wi-Fi, and then it came back on.
Gotcha. I'm glad to know.
No,
Brittany,
listen.
Goosies?
They trying donut trickeration is what I like to call it.
Trickeration? I don't think that's a word.
It's the Mike McDaniel of
donut
donut.
trickeration.
Yep. You try and motion all over the place. Just run it up the middle.
Yep.
Third one. Give me a donut.
No,
regular donuts. You want to help me on Mother's Day? Give me extra donuts for mama and friends.
For friends. Like
selfish.
That's what the problem is.
What? No,
you want it for yourself. You said and friends. I wonder who friends are.
I said I enjoy
Emphasis
donuts.
on friends, right, Leroy?
We've seen you take down a half dozen.
I
invites.
enjoy donuts.
We know you
I'm
do.
not
You lost
disputing that.
one.
Oh yeah. You know what? I'm just telling you right now. Don't say you're giving me a deal by selling miniature donuts.
Dade South says Leroy had half a donut in his beard. He went to look.
Did you eat a donut today?
He shook.
No, I didn't eat a donut.
They're so fired up.
So Goosies, Brittany?
Yeah, I got Goosies. I love Krispy Kreme donuts.
Love Krispy Kreme donuts.
And sometimes like a full one is too much.
No,
too
it's not.
He's right. We're going to get away with this. Then all of a sudden, we have mini donut dozens. It's ridiculous.
Yep. And they're going to say, oh, yeah, for the people who don't like a full donut, we have these smaller donuts for the same damn price.
Take a break.
That's how it works. They say you're doing you a deal. I still can't hold my water bottle because they said they were saving plastic. And now every time I open it, the plastic is so thin, water squirts all over the place.
There's nothing to do with nothing. All
Wait,
right, we
what?
got to take a break. We're back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Give you one other weather update here on this lovely, lovely Thursday. That's brought to us by our friends over at Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows and doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Currently in Miami, it is 88 degrees. Hot. Sunny. Lovely day ahead. But stay hydrated, champ. Got to stay hydrated, champ. Got to get water when you're in Miami. Crazy.
Who said that again?
It was Floyd Mayweather.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
It was Floyd Mayweather said, drank water, and he just said to his adoring people in front of him, got to get water when you're in Miami. And then his lackey behind him goes, gotta stay hydrated, champ. What? Oh, man.
In some kind of way, Tobin is always in the middle of that.
Well, that was when he got mad at me because I was trying to sneak my way to get some more questions to Floyd Mayweather. And reminder that the last time I had spoken with him, I was the last question before Jake Paul came over and started a gotcha hat brawl. And I think he recognized the mic flag. And so I asked him a question, generally it was a softball, like, hey, how you feeling? And then he just turned around and started talking to Telemundo. And the guy who said, say hi, he goes, he ain't talking to you. I was like, Jesus.
Oh my God. That's embarrassing.
It was embarrassing. It was very embarrassing, Jennifer, at the Versace mansion.
You got kicked out of the Versace mansion.
I wasn't kicked
out. Are you shocked?
Basically.
Are you shocked, though, Tobin?
I didn't have any ill will.
You don't?
Yeah.
You never do.
But are you shocked how people could have that reaction to you when every time something happens, you're around?
Never thought about it like that. I mean,
they don't see names, they just see faces, and they go, hey, champ, it's that guy again.
He's back.
You hydrated, champ. It's that rebel rouser. I don't mean to be a rebel rouser.
Oh, really?
I really don't. I mean,
why do you pump your fist when a fighter cusses on the radio?
It's entertainment, baby. Our people love it.
Okay, Loki.
They can't even hear it, people.
Well, on video they can.
Oh, you can hear it. And I always know when it's coming. Because, first of all, if you know the backstories, you know when Tobin goes there, it's going to get a little testy. I mean, he got one of the nicest guys in the fight game to cuss.
That was because of the Saints game, though, dude. It wasn't my fault.
I know.
I didn't realize that he was still reeling from the loss, but apparently he was.
Yup.
So I apologize to Daniel Cormier for the silly sauce. I got a little too close to the silly sauce son, you know? Who was the one who did that? Was that Icarus?
Yes.
Yeah, I was the Icarus of radio. I apologize. I know, Date South. I'm Thickerus. I get it, dude. I already know.
I think Leroy's Wi-Fi is out again.
Not the Thickerus. Look at this.
Not the Thickerus.
I think Thickerus would have made him laugh.
Did you hear that?
Did you hear it?
No.
Nah,
I switched back. My electricity came back on, so I switched back to regular Wi-Fi instead of personal hotspot.
Yeah, Schmeathan was on the same page as me. Yep.
What happened?
Thickerus.
I was referring to myself when I said I flew too close to the sun with Daniel Cormier, and I said I'm like Icarus, and then of course Schmeathan Schmolnick chimes in.
I already know.
He's Thickerus.
Thickerus.
I already do.
They got the playbook at this point, you know.
Yeah.
When you coach a team this well, you don't even need plays. You know, you just need a.
There's no audibles.
Nope.
There's no audibles. We all know.
We all know, dude. We all know. Anyway, headlines are brought to you by Doral Hyundai. In Miami, we go to the beach for a little solcito, and when we want a low price, we know you always pay less with your Pricito de Mayo at Doral Hyundai. The Marlins, they are back in action tonight. They will try and salvage the series finale against the Baltimore Orioles tonight. Max Meyer is on the hill for the Fish. That gets going at 6:40. Marlins on deck gets going at 6 o'clock. Marlins made a bunch of roster moves, but most notably, they sent Graham Pauley's ass back to AAA.
Hey,
And
stop.
what?
Stop. Graham Pauley, I mean, like he's a young fella. He need time.
He is. Time in Jacksonville.
Uh-huh.
Edilberto Hernandez, he is up with the Fish. They have brought him back. So that is what they're doing. NBA playoffs. Give you your schedule tonight. Here's what we got. We have Cavaliers, Pistons, game 2 from Detroit. The spread tonight, Detroit is a 3.5-point favorite over the Cavs. That's on Amazon Prime. And then tonight, Lakers, Thunder at 9:30. Game 2, OKC. 15.5-point favorites tonight.
Oh, gosh. I like that seems like so much, but then I'm thinking there is no basketball team in the NBA, right? That could stop OKC.
Doesn't feel like it.
When was the last time we saw somebody this dominant? Even like, let's be clear, even the Warriors lost, and they didn't look this dominant.
When they had KD, like that
Right.
was when they had KD. The
Okay,
KD Warriors
yeah.
were this dominant.
All right.
But you know, the thing is, like that team, you kind of understood it because you're like, oh yeah, 73 win team, and they added Kevin Durant. Like this one, they don't even have Jalen Williams right now. He's out with a hamstring, but they're a machine. I mean, they did that last game, and it was the first game Shea had 20 in forever.
Right.
Crazy, man. So you got that tonight. And then on the ice, we have Hurricanes and Flyers, game 3 in Philadelphia. This one's a big one tonight for the Flyers. And look, come on. I hate Rod Brindamore. He's my next guy. Now that Coach Pooper's out of the playoffs. You believe the Hockey Hornet said that he likes John Cooper? You think that's because he's
that?
Hey, I literally thought that Tobin was gonna either lose his mind or just hang up.
Do you think that's because he's a more professional reporter than I am?
Yes. What are you talking about?
Because I'm not going to fake it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I like Podcast Boy. No. I'm not doing that. Ridiculous.
He's a little less emotional than you are.
I know. I don't know why. I should be like that. Why can't I be more mature?
Why?
Well,
yeah, why?
I don't say come listen to Tobin and Leroy and the silly sauce if you're more professional.
I just, maybe I need to grow up a little bit. I don't know. But I like the way that I am. I don't want to be somebody different.
You go, boy. You seem like the way you are.
I am. I like the way that I am. I do.
Do you?
I will do me. And if some people have to get their feelings hurt along the way, that's how it is. But I'm not going to start being like, oh, I have respect for Brad Stevens. No, screw that guy.
Your opinion matters too.
Anyway, what are we talking about?
The NHL playoffs.
Yeah, the NHL playoffs. All right, so beat this Rod Brindamore tonight. All right, hate his face. So that is your playoff looky-loo tonight. And by the way, Nintendo has announced that Star Fox is coming out for Nintendo Switch 2. You guys like Star Fox?
I used to love
Star Fox.
Star Fox is a fox who takes over the intergalactic world, trying to save it from criminals with his pals Slippy Toad, Falco, and Peppy Hare. And it was a classic for N64 back in the day, and they have revamped it. He was also in the last Mario Galaxy movie. So Fox McCloud is back.
I haven't seen the movies, but I remember
it might be a little after my time, right?
Perhaps. I don't know. I mean,
it might be a little bit before my time.
It's my time.
You never had N64? I did come out in 96. What'd you have? The GameCube? What'd you have growing up?
I had a GameCube.
Lame.
Oh, okay. That's really rude. I had DSs.
The hell's that?
I had PlayStations.
Oh, classic. What the hell's a DS?
You don't know what a
It's
DS is?
the one that opens up.
I had a Game Boy.
I had a Game Boy too.
Oh, I had a Game Boy.
But my
I
little
did when I was
brother
younger.
had the DS.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I kept current.
Take a break. More to come. We're back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Want to tell you guys one more time today. Tomorrow, we're looking forward to seeing all of you guys over at Tabacón Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk for Whiskey Stars and Cigars, which is presented to us by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall. Just come on by. You guys can hobnob with us, all right? There'll be no -1s for hobnobbery at Whiskey Stars and Cigars, unless, of course, I'm late on stage for something they need me for.
True.
But other than that, no -1s for hobnobbery at Whiskey Stars and Cigars tomorrow. Excited to have you all there. You guys can enjoy a nice Scotch whiskey from Johnny Walker, a smooth cigar from Drew Estate, and it's free. The event is free. You imagine what it's like to get an event free down here in South Florida these days? I mean, you got to sell a kidney. Just go to F1. It's ridiculous over here. So we got this for you guys. We're looking forward to hanging out with you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m. at Tabacón Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. And I haven't even told you the best part yet. Davion Mitchell is going to be there from your Miami Heat. Excited to see him. Excited to see Bernie. Excited to see the Heat dancers. All there to have a good time for all of Heat Nation and all our South Florida sports fans. So excited. I'm sure we'll have some playoff action on the screens there. We'll have some Marlins action on the screens there. Hey! You better not lose a series to the Nationals. All right? What am I yelling for? They're all children. Young team. I'm not having reasonable reactions to things.
You're not.
Anyway, see you tomorrow, 6 p.m. at Tabacón Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk, and it's presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall. 4 brands, 1 location, your local Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Chevy dealer. Maybe I'll gamble on them tonight, Leroy. That'll make me feel better. I don't know.
No, it won't.
It's not going to make you feel better. You haven't won one bet.
That's not true. I want to bet.
You know why? Can I tell you why he doesn't win?
Why?
Because we'll have a good bet going, and then out of the blue, he'll throw something else in there that makes it an instant loser.
Okay, but those legs of his parlays are the ones that actually hit. It's like the other. Oh, he's upset.
Are you okay? What's going on? What did you see?
I'm fine.
He's upset.
He's not fine.
He's not okay.
No bigs. I don't want to show this to Brittany. She's gonna get upset.
No, what?
Rueben Bain has arrived for Buccaneers rookie camp.
No.
And he's wearing a Warren Sapp jersey.
Oh,
he's wearing the Warren Sapp jersey. He looks so
That's
cool.
Goosies.
He's wearing it backwards too, so you guys know.
That's Goosies.
That stinks.
Oh. You got a guy wearing an Eichenberg jersey.
When you put it that way,
it's terrible.
It really
The kids wear them backwards now, right? Name on the front.
Kids wearing backwards now. Yeah. That's the thing.
Cute.
That's the thing. Yeah. All right. Well,
I think we should have a bet. You should have to wear my jersey to the next event.
No, I have to bet. I would love to wear your jersey.
Yeah, like what's the problem?
Can I wear Michigan? No, I don't want to wear a Browns jersey. Oh, can I wear or Vikings? What do you got? What do you got in the holster?
I don't know.
Ravens send you good stuff.
They don't send jersey.
Eh.
They sent me a plaque this year, and guess what it says on it? Original Raven.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Dade South says it would have been Jason Taylor's jersey down here.
Rub it in.
Wow,
Don't
his coach.
rub
It would have been his coach.
Coach JT.
Don't rub like they're putting salt in the wound.
Wow.
You know, both guys could have.
Just when you thought you were getting over
Both
it.
guys could have
I
successful
thought I was
careers.
getting over it. I thought I was more mature.
Both guys could have successful careers, and it just depends on what was needed more, right?
What about the swag, dude?
Leroy, I don't want to be logical right now. Let me feel.
You know what? Tobin just parked out front. You can hop in his car and ride in Unreasonable.
Yep. Come along, Brittany. Don't care what the gas prices are.
High.
They're so high. They
They're
just keep
so
going
high.
up.
Oh, wait. By the way, y'all want me to give you a little.
Yeah. Give me a PSA. I'm about to gamble away my tank
No.
of gas. Here,
So if you go to text 711-711.
If you're
Text
gonna
all-
give the code that I gave you that you guys ignored me.
No. text all in, you get 50% off of your next every gallon.
Man, Liam Hicks is at plus 900
on the
tonight.
7th and the 11th. Today is the 7th.
Say it one more time.
711-711.
Mhm.
All in. Jerry Jones. All in.
I'm all
in.
You get 50% off every gallon.
Yeah, Leroy. It says thanks for texting 711. We didn't understand your message.
Okay. Look.
Dade South says we just texted double middle fingers. What do you think about going Liam Hicks again for another home run tonight, plus 900? He's come through the last 2 times, but I mean, is that too many home runs?
I feel like that's too many.
Too many home runs. All right, fair enough.
But every time I tell you not to do something, it ends up happening. So I don't know. You should
Mhm.
listen to me.
Look, you ready? You ready? What does that say?
You don't have to put it that close. Your text is big enough for all of us to see.
What does
Wait,
that
I
say?
want to see what you wrote.
It says you are all in.
No.
I text all in.
That's the text they sent you. I want to see. the
No,
one
I
you sent.
sent. I text to 711-711. I text all in. It replied, "You are all in."
All right, riveting.
Not my fault. You can't follow directions, Jennifer.
I did.
Don't you wish he was this passionate about the Marlins as he was for promo codes?
Seriously.
50 cents a gallon. You best believe.
It keeps saying we don't understand your
We could win a
message.
tank of gas if you would bet the Marlins with me properly.
Not following your lead.
See you later. If you guys missed it, Bobby Marks joined us earlier in the program. We talked all things Miami Heat off season, Giannis, Ja. He thinks we're getting Kawhi. He thinks we're getting Kawhi, dude. Kind of. It's kind of what he said.
Mhm.
We talked a lot of things Miami Heat with the great Bobby Marks from ESPN. He joins us next. Let's see. NBA playoffs right now. Miami Heat. They're in Cancun. Just sitting, waiting. Although we did get some fodder yesterday, Leroy, because the Bucks owner, who's also the Browns owner, he's the co-owner of the Bucks.
Yeah.
He said that he wants a resolution on the Giannis thing by the NBA draft, one way or the other. So let's talk about all things off season with our upcoming guests. Bro, on the Toyota of Hollywood guest line, shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, toyotaofhollywood.com. He is ESPN's NBA front office insider. Did a great breakdown. He does every team, but he did a great breakdown of all things that the Miami Heat have to consider going into this summer. And Bobby Marks joining us here on the program. Bobby, how are you? Thanks for the time. Really appreciate you.
I'm doing great. How's everyone?
We're good. We're good. We're doing good. We're doing good.
Here, I need an educated mind to stop this man. He is getting out of hand. I'm trying to, and this time of year, I am trying to be responsible, and all he cares about is names, which is what basketball is. Because
Bobby, would you trust Ja Morant? Would you trust him?
Oh my god! You know, it's funny. Players look a lot better in the off. Players look a lot better in the off season than they do during the regular season. You kind of forget who they were during the regular season. So I'd be a little bit careful there.
Thank you. That's all I said. Like here, and
I always remind people. And listen, we work in an entertainment business, but I always remind people, I'm like, there's only like 450 players in the NBA. Like, it's like there's not that, and the rules and everything that comes with it. Like, this is a complicated business as far as moving chess pieces around here.
Right.
Well, I was curious because Pat Riley mentioned in the at his end of season press conference about the Heat, and they really valued cap space, and everybody kind of rolled their eyes at it because they're like, "Hey, people don't do that anymore. None of the good players even seem to get to free agency anymore." Do you feel like that could change? Because you see the names like Giannis and Spida, and even Joker was the one we were kind of trying to pipe dream. But does that even work anymore, Bobby? Is that a sound plan from Pat Riley?
Well, I mean, cap space is good if those guys are there, if they're available. I mean, it's listen, 2010 was a unique year as far as the rules, the extension rules that are in place right now didn't exist back, 15, 16 years ago. Now we see an uptick of players extending with their own teams. This year is unprecedented, the number of players that are extensionable, whether it be Giannis or Jokic or Karl Anthony Towns or Donovan Mitchell, Kawhi. Like, there's a list of players there. Now, that doesn't mean that we can go back into that cycle of cap space again, but this offseason, there's only 3 teams that have significant room. That could change next year. I always say cap space is kind of like a little bit fool's gold. You don't want to rely all on it, and then you get to next summer and there's nobody there to sign. So I think you have to be somewhat careful there. It's great to have the flexibility part of it, but if you're relying on to go out and sign a player and free agent, we just don't see that anymore. We saw it with Jalen Brunson 3 or 4 years ago, and Jalen wasn't even a all-star level player when he was coming out of Dallas here. So as I said, you just have to be careful. Now, you could say, if you're trying to go get Giannis and Milwaukee's playing hardball, but Giannis could say to Milwaukee, hey, I'll just go sign with Miami next offseason with cap space. You can certainly play that game that we've seen in the past too.
Well, my question is more about the Heat. What has plagued the Heat over the last 4 years has been availability.
Yeah.
As far as injuries,
Yep.
whatever reason. Okay. I would be extra cautious in signing a guy that I have questions on whether he's going to be available. So to me, that would eliminate a couple of these guys that Tobin is just willing to overlook those passes. Like Ja Morant, forget the off-field stuff. He's banged up a lot. Could you imagine Pat Riley giving assets and money and paying money to a guy, and then he comes and sits for the first 2 months? We're in the same cycle. So my whole thing is they have to be careful with the name and be more cognizant of availability, because that's what's plagued you the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, you see it even in the playoffs right now. Availability matters with teams. I think the biggest thing is when you go through and any trade is what does your roster look like after the trade is done?
Right.
Who is left? What is the availability now? Like if you're hypothetically throwing around Ja Morant and you're not giving up, of course, salary wise, if you have a lot left and the resources that are there with your players, then maybe you can kind of get away with that a little bit here. But if you're trading, 3 or 4 players for Giannis, and then you're going to extend him at 4 for 275 and pay him $75-80 million. Jeez. That's a big risk, right? So you better have the availability, and you better, you've got a pick this year, if you keep it or if you look to move it and everything. But you have, as I said, like it's one thing to have the name that, the former MVP, but what else is left of your roster here?
What do you think is going to be the market for Giannis? Because it was reported that, hey, the Heat were the last team standing when they thought about moving him. I thought that was going to be their best shot because the way I look at it, Bobby, is this playoffs, someone's going to get even more desperate and try and push the chips. But then Giannis, I guess, is up for the extension, so he has some play. How do you think that'll play? Because the owner says he wants a resolution soon. What do you think the market? Do you think it's going to be more robust or fewer teams? What do you think it'll be?
I would say I would be surprised if Milwaukee gets more than what Brooklyn got and what Memphis got from Mikal Bridges and Desmond Bain in picks. Mm-hmm. Players could be certainly different here. I think Giannis controls what the market will be. Listen, he's got to be the bad guy here. No offense, he's got to be the bad guy here, where he says, "Hey, these are the 2 teams I'm going to go with. These are the teams I want to go to trade it to, and these are the 2 teams I'm going to sign an extension with." Like that basically can kind of control, the market a little bit here. I know it didn't work that well with Damian Lillard. I guess it was 3 or 4 years ago with him wanting to go play in Miami, but I think that's the big thing. I think certainly what happens on Sunday, which is the lottery, plays a big role in that as far as who's picking where. In the draft, some of these teams have rosters that are somewhat built now. When you look at Atlanta, that could have a top pick. When you have Dallas with Masai taking over, with Cooper coming back, they're at 8 right now. But I really do think it's, besides the contractually, it's the market. And then for Milwaukee, this is a team that doesn't control their first round pick until I think 2031. So there's not an incentive of, even with these new rules that are coming to like basically bottom out here. So you're looking at a little bit of, draft picks and kind of win now players.
Go ahead, Leroy.
Well, I'm curious about all of this because Giannis is kind of screwing his team because he's trying to be the good guy and trying to look good in a situation that's going to get ugly.
Yeah.
And if he had just said, "Look, I want to go get out," he would have already been traded. But then he keeps waffling back and forth, and that kind of makes it almost more difficult for the situation because if you look at, Tobin says this thing, make a stink, you'll get out. And players that have done that, it's funny because they've been total jackasses on the way out, and the new team loves them.
Yeah.
So it's only temporary, right? It's a temporary thing.
I don't think he has much room to waffle this summer.
Right.
And I think you've heard Jimmy Haslam, who also owns the Browns, basically, he's come out multiple times. He has said, either he's going to extend or we're going to trade him. I find it refreshing. It's great for us to talk about that.
Does that make the situation worse? No, that he puts a deadline on it?
I think you have to put a deadline on it. I think you have to kind of draw a line in the sand if you're Milwaukee, because here's the thing. He's not eligible to sign until October 1st. So you can't wait until you get to October or September, but hey, what do you think you're going to do? You basically say, hey, this is what we have. These are the options for our roster to improve. This is what we can do in the draft. This is what we can add in free agency. And you basically kind of pitch him as a free agent. And then if that's not good enough, if it's something like, well, you know what, let me see how the summer comes out, how the rest of the summer is, then I think you have to be in a position to move him, because I just think you can't wait until you get to October here.
Right.
I wanted to ask you just on it from a trade machine standpoint, the Wiggins contract, because he's got an option.
Mm-hmm.
Are the Heat allowed to trade him till they have an answer? Like, so for example, he has, I guess, till the 29th, I think, to opt in, but the draft is before that. So is he off the table until then? How does that work?
Yeah. Yeah, players who have player options are not tradable until the option is because they potentially could be a free agent. So you team players with team options can, if you certainly exercise the option by a certain date. I think there's maybe a couple guys on the Heat, some of the smaller guys. Pele, I think, is one of them. But yeah, the guys, Wiggins number, you'd have to opt in for them to trade him.
Okay, yeah, because I was wondering, like, there's not a ton of big salaries other than Tyler's to maneuver this summer without the Wiggins one opting in, and that's got to be a weird situation as a player. Like, you want to control. Oh, I'm opting in, but now I'm traded. So it's be a weird place for the front office and him.
Well, that's the hard part. Yeah, I mean, then of course, you take in the rules, and you're like when you have to cobble together all the salary as far as what you have, and then sometimes when you don't get a deal done during the regular season, it becomes a little bit more. I know the rules are a little bit different in the offseason, a little bit more difficult because guys potentially could become free agents.
Have the Heat hurt themselves as far as, having assets to trade based on how they've used some of their young guys? Like, so I know Kalel is a piece that a lot of teams would like, but they kind of play games with him during the course of the year. When you look at, Tyler is a phenomenal scorer, but he hasn't played.
Yeah.
And so, like, is it hard to pitch a 20-point scorer that's only played 35 games and gets hurt every year? Their team, while we know firsthand they have talent, other places who haven't seen that talent as much don't value them as much as the Heat do.
Well, I think it's probably two different columns. There's probably the Tyler column with availability. And I think it's, so if you're a team that's interested in him, it's the availability part. And then what do I want to pay him? Because he could become a free agent in 27. He's extension eligible. Also, I do think the collection of young players, the draft picks that have kind of developed over the last couple of years, I think they're in a better shape they are this year than they were a year ago, because I do think we've seen more from them. I think with Ware, how he's, I know his minutes have kind of gone up and down and how he fits at the end of games, and certainly there, but I do think there's enough there that I've seen in him. I think Jaime had a really good year. I think Pele was really good this year. So there's like those three pieces. Jovic was up and down, kind of all over the place. So there are those three young players, your first round pick last year. Also, and then you have a pick this year, which is, I guess the 13th pick and everything. So I do think out of like the core, like nucleus of young assets to trade, I don't think what happened this year or in prior years has kind of diminished what their value is. When you have a guy like Khalil on a rookie contract at that number, that's valuable. When you can control that and basically that player will, worse, becomes a restricted free agent a couple of years down the road, that's got a lot of value to teams.
Well, it doesn't, I mean, when you're trading for a guy who's going to make 60, 70 million, that doesn't even like, okay, we need 5 of those.
Yeah. Right? That's why it's the ability to that's the thing. It's like, all right, what is our roster like? So, all right, so we got Giannis, we've got Bam, and then we've got what of the young players are left, right? We basically have kind of diminished our draft picks potentially. So like that is like, it's the hard thing, roster building. It's a hard thing. I get nervous with the 35% max players who are in their 30s. And I know Giannis is a heck of a player, man. But I've seen it, and I know John Wall and Bradley Beal, those guys aren't in that category, but those are the guys that have come through and gotten paid. Russell Westbrook's another one who's gotten paid significantly at that number, and it just, eventually either their body breaks down or their skill level eventually deteriorates.
Speaking of Bobby Marks, ESPN's NBA front office insider, before we get you out of here, Bobby, on the extensions the Heat are eligible for with Jaime and Pella.
Yeah.
what's the benefit of locking him up? What's the number for somebody like Jaime who just had a borderline 6-man year? But the Heat, again, going back, they want to keep flexibility.
Yeah.
So what's the balance there for a front office of taking care of Jaime, but also you want to keep your books possibly clean for the next year?
Well, it's interesting. So let's say there's no deal by the last day of the offseason. So Jaime's got a cap hold. So as a restricted free agent, which is around $18 million. So that counts against the cap in 2027. So if you're going to say, hey, we think he's a $30 million player, just hypothetically, well, you're going to lose $13 million out of that. Pele is interesting because he's got a team option that you can opt in, he can exercise. He signed a 3-year deal, so you can exercise that option. Then he's going to be a restricted free agent in 2027, and his cap hold is really low. So you don't really have to, if you really want to prioritize flexibility, you can kind of push that to the side for right now. Rookie extensions are hard to negotiate if it's not a max player, because it's, for the player at least, because you're really going to have to find a compromise with that. So I would say if there's a deal, is it in the $18 to $20 million range, just because you wouldn't lose a ton of flexibility.
Because we saw Jovic went for like 16 a year. And if I'm Jaime's agent, I'm like, well, come on. Let me look at the I just had.
Yeah, I agree.
Are there too many players that think they should be getting the max that probably shouldn't, but because of the market, they're getting it, and it's hamstringing their team because they're not really max players?
I think the rules have put in place. I think players are understand the rules. You're basically slotted based on your skill level. Mm-hmm. And that's how it is. The ability to have 3 max players, $40 million max players on your roster is really difficult. I mean, you look at Philadelphia right now, and they're in the second round, but one of those guys goes down, then where's your depth, right? So I think teams, it used to be in a point where teams were willing to write a blank check or weren't as aggressive in negotiations. I do think teams are more aggressive because you do have to keep an eye on whether it be the apron rule or luxury tax and some of those things. And I think players have to way of the guaranteed money, the ability to take guaranteed money now and risking not doing it and potentially injuries come about.
And before we get you out of here, I saw kicking around Heat Twitter that you had some prediction that you think Kawhi could end up with the Miami Heat.
Hold on,
Leroy. Hold on, let the man speak.
Funny. Those are the articles where I fight tooth and nail with my editors. And I was like, I will not put trade proposals together. I will analyze them. So I will let somebody else do that. Listen, Kawhi is an interesting situation. Listen, we're still waiting on the aspiration investigation to come down. When that's going to happen? Is it going to be after the playoffs? Probably. He's got a year left. The max you can extend him is 2 years because of the over 38 rule. They have made it known that they have no intent on moving him. We'll see what happens when we get into the offseason. But that is more of a low risk, comes with a lot.
Hey, when we were right here. We had this conversation when it started.
Don't take off of it, Leroy.
And then you go, Kawhi.
Kawhi and Bam.
He's going to play 45 games. How is that going to help the Heat?
Listen, he's been better. He's been playing more games.
You might have more players around him than you did with the other guy. So
that point I get, but still.
Bobby, we appreciate the time. Thanks for making it.
Bobby.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.